I think I threw it up.
Hello.
And
Hi, hello stream. Greetings. Real quick, thanks for the hosts, Merm and or Mermy, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, and Jess.
Yep,
Appreciate it. Uh, um, we just had the funniest conversation offline that we're not going to share with you. Hello, and welcome to Garden of the Giants, our Mars Guard game here on my channel. It's been a week since we played. Ethan, what have you been up to?
absolutely nothing.
Perfect. That's what I love to hear.
It's been too hot.
No.
Today, I finally broke down and bought some root beer. It's very delicious. And
Yeah.
I'm enjoying that currently.
I didn't know that was like,
A thing you break down to do.
yeah.
It's a nice root beer.
Oh,
Like, I don't know. It's nice. It's very delicious. It's very full on the tongue. Hints of like licorice in it.
Mm-hmm.
What's the bouquet?
Brown?
Yeah, it has a nice aroma of brown.
The very dark.
That's my favorite bouquet for root beer for sure is brown.
It's like a dark round brown.
Ah, shit,
Yeah,
I
especially
forgot to start
round.
recording.
Definitely.
Ah.
Yeah. No sharp edges on the brown.
I actually have synesthesia, so that is how my brain processes
Okay.
things.
I was gonna make a joke along those lines, and then it just happened to be true.
No, I'm just
Okay,
gonna keep putting my
fair.
foot in my mouth, so I've got that part covered.
No, it's fine. It comes up a lot.
Dylan's next IRL stream, root beer tasting. You know, I would be down for that.
Man, I love root beer.
Root beer tasting with Robot Bear.
Oh my god.
Would you be in
You just call
costume?
it robot tasting. There, boom. You have a podcast, Ethan.
Root beer with
Congratulations.
Robot Bear.
Wow. Well, I'm glad that you're enjoying your root beer. I'm sorry that it's been so hot. I gotta say, one thing. I don't know if I miss it or if I'm just nostalgic about it, but back when I started this channel and Unfettered was my show, which I was playing with two IRL friends, with no social lives. Every time we'd have an episode, I'd be like, "So how have you been?" And they'd be like, I played a video game." I'd be like, "Cool, glad we had this talk." They're like, "I don't know, Dylan, this is the one thing a week that I do." I'm like, "Okay, that's fair. I appreciate that you're willing to be here."
I drew a bee today. Like, do
You
want me to-
did. I'm pretty stoked on it. I've been loving all of this bee stuff that's happening in the game. And
Agreed.
it's really cool to see the art as you work on it and see you like share it on Discord. See a little bit of your process too. I've been enjoying that a lot.
I'm gonna let everyone know right now. My prep for this game is literally just drawing every now and then. I was like, I could write notes or I could doodle a bee.
Yeah, but it gets the creative juices flowing, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's the
Yeah.
same concept.
Oh, I have the toad too. I could throw up.
Yeah, you did Walton. Yeah, just like barf a toad real quick. Oh yeah, I forgot I ate that earlier. Nox, please save us from that terrible idea that I just threw out on the internet and tell me what you
Toads. Some frogs do throw up their own stomachs.
Oh god.
Tell me more,
let's-
Ethan.
No. Bye everyone. This is our episode.
Hello and welcome to today's National Geographic episode.
See you
Garden
next
of the Giants with Ethan.
I'm
Robot
gonna see
Bear.
if I can host someone. Okay. Whew. Nox, please save me.
Yeah, so what have I been up to the past week? I was on vacation from work.
Ooh.
Now I'm on permanent vacation from work. Today was my last day at my employer. So really not too much more to say than that. There was something I wanted to say and I completely forgot. Shit, what was it?
Derailed by toads.
Close.
Yeah.
Stable train.
Oh my god.
Toads can't
I
be
don't know.
stopped.
Do you have a game
That's-
coming up?
that's-
Yeah,
I do actually.
Is there a thing that you're excited about that you wanted to mention? I'm just trying to help. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. I know. I totally had this thing sitting in the back of my mind, and then poof, it just disappeared. Yeah. So, orders of business. I actually do have a game coming up. It's the one I run every other Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, with Mermy, who is in the chat. She wanted to check out Mouse Guard. So I'm glad that she's here and able to watch us in action.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And
Dylan, how's your week been?
how's my week been? My week has been weird. So since last session, what happened? Oh yeah, Saturday happened. From Dust. Episode 2. Second episodes are cursed on this channel.
Did you actually kill Jess? Have we still decided that? Or not decided? Is it decided?
We'll find
Eh,
out on
okay.
Saturday. But suffice to say that, yeah, so second episodes for my shows are cursed. And I did not mean to kill anyone. I just would like the record to state that. I don't like killing player characters. I like coming close to killing player characters. That's always fun, but it never feels good when someone dies. And yeah, I have mixed feelings. I've been talking about that a lot on Discord and on Twitter. But in significantly better news, sub badges were given to affiliates yesterday.
Yay!
And so we have sub badges on the channel now, which I'm super stoked for. You can actually see Janaya in chat has that 1 month and 2 month subscriber badge.
Yeah, they look like little shields.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
which I love
it's
that.
a whole series of them sort of leveling up over time. So I'm hella stoked for that. Yeah, Thunderwave. Oops. Yeah, that was the League episode 2.
Man,
Yeah.
okay, first off, Thunderwave and Adventurers League. That is the relationship between that spell and organized play in D&D is toxic.
Is it?
So the reason I say this is because when I played Adventurers League in real life a couple times,
Mm-hmm.
there was always someone that would use Thunderwave and it would wake up the whole dungeon and then
Yeah.
and then that person wouldn't show up next week because it's Adventurers League. They don't have to. And you're like,
Right.
who the fuck is this asshole?
Just showing
not
up,
you
pulling
in
the
chat.
monsters and leaving.
Yeah, it's like I cast Thunderwave 5 minutes before the game's over.
Shatter.
Bye.
Also does that a lot. Everyone loves Shatter. Everyone loves to bring Shatter.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone shatters. It's always a bad idea.
Yeah, I've actually, up until last week's episode of the League, I'd never had Thunderwave, like, pull enemy attention. Because I've only ever seen it used in situations where the party already had all of the attention, right?
Mhm.
They'd already called all the attention to themselves that they could. But last session of the League, Thunderwave got used in the jungle, and there's always more stuff in the jungle. So that was fun. But yeah, episode 2 of the League, we had an issue because I didn't quite understand how Thunderwave is supposed to work. I thought that Thunderwave was a thing that went from you outward, because that makes sense with the
Like an
regular-
aura?
Yeah, like it was a boom. It was a thing that was surrounding you. The range on it made sense for that. But no, it's a push.
It's a Fusor
it's
Da.
boof. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
So
a 15-foot.
yeah,
It's a cube.
Yeah. So some friendly fire happened in episode 2 of the League a long time ago, and that was part of how TPK happened. I still blame the fact
Holy
that
shit.
the Warlock and the Druid ran in to fight 30 ghouls and zombies at level 1 without their fighter.
Ghouls?
I think it might have been one ghoul. Yeah, it was one ghoul and a bunch of skeletons and zombies. That's right.
Okay.
Um,
Because ghouls will wreck a low-level party.
oh yeah, for sure.
Ghouls are scary. I've never fought one, but I know about them.
Paralyze.
Yeah.
Nom your brain.
Yeah, good shit.
Mhm.
But yeah. So episode 2's cursed. But fortunately, we're not on episode 2 of this, and we're not on episode 2 of any of my shows anymore right now. So huzzah!
Hey, you know what? Just real quick.
Mhm.
Speaking of episode 2s, I think it was Dylan's second episode in the game of Dungeon World I ran, where his character died.
Oh,
so
yeah,
just
that's true.
keeping that legacy,
Yeah, it's
keeping
me.
that legacy
the
alive.
curse is me.
You're the Will Wheaton of character deaths.
Episode 2 character death. Yeah. Oh god. Yeah. If you need to have a second episode, just kick Dylan out.
Yeah, if you get tired of your game real fast, just bring Dylan on board. And
Oh,
Dylan died. Well, everyone's got to die now.
rip. yeah. And episode 2 here did have an owl.
True.
Stealing a mouse, and yeah. Okay. Do we wanna move away from the guilt that surrounds second episodes and play some mouse?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's be mouses.
Yeah.
Let's be
Yeah.
mouses.
Well, let me go to roll 20 and just bury my face. Okay.
There's
so
a toad there waiting for you.
Yeah, I saw that. Actually, hold on. Let's show the stream, dude. Check out this art Ethan did of Walton from last episode.
Walton.
That was a big boy. That was a
Walton.
Yeah.
big old toad boy.
Oh,
My
boy.
name is Walton.
Walton.
But yeah, are we still in the player phase or are we GM phase?
We are. There are
Yes.
more.
I
Check.
have one check remaining.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
So
think I have 2.
I have.
Well, you
That's-
gave me one of your
yeah.
checks, Dylan.
Yeah, which
I
brought me down to 2 from 3.
I did
Jesus
put
Christ.
how many checks you had on your token on the map.
Oh, that's
yeah,
right. You
that's
did do that. Completely forgot.
I've just been keeping track of them in my sheet in the guard rank line because we're not using that. So, but yeah, so Ethan, where are we at? What are we coming into?
Where are we at? Where are we coming into? Does anyone have any
Oh yeah. Do you
nature
some
they want to
nature
untax? Or
Oh shit! Yeah,
Or
probably.
conditions
Yeah.
to uncondition?
Does anyone have a condition to get rid of? I'm at 3 out
I
of 5
don't,
nature.
and my nature is totes good.
Yeah, I think it's you. You love taxing your nature.
Cool.
Yep.
I do. I really do. It's so many dice, and they're basically free. So last
except the fact that you spend a resource
basically
and you
free, Ethan.
temporarily reduce
No, free.
Okay.
So last session, oh boy, last session we talked to Walton. So much happened last episode.
It really did, yeah.
We talked to Walton and he was creepy, and then Tulip started flying, which was kind of creepy, not in like the Walton kind of creepy, but in like the mice aren't supposed to fly kind of way. And it turns out that Tulip has magic and can like take on the aspects of other creatures. So
She's super.
that's pretty fucking dope. But then we were like, oh, we have shit to do. So let's leave the creepy toad and continue on to the Bee Kingdom. And when we got there, we found a wall that was like made of beeswax, I think, with a portcullis in it. And a bee knight came down from the wall to talk to us. His name was Goodwin, and he was super great. He's hella friendly. And yeah,
Good
yeah,
win.
boom, Goodwin, the bee knight.
Good win, the good night.
Oh, that's too good. And we found out from Goodwin that Esther, who was the sort of witchy mouse that we've been trying to get to, had already left and was on her way down the path. So Clara and Late went running after Esther while Tulip stayed to check out the bees because bugs, and also because she had told Peter and Starla, her Firefly pals, to meet her there, and she didn't want them to be left in the lurch. So the two of us ran after Esther and caught up to her house, which was built around a chicken, and we climbed up to talk to her. And meanwhile, Tulip, walking around in the Bee Kingdom, made some friends and saw all of the awesome bug sites in like the flower gardens and whatnot, and then talked to the Bee Princess, who was awesome, and I'm pretty sure we've named Beyonce. She has a cloak that is made out of other bees. Living bees, not dead bees.
Living bees.
So like when she sits down, it turns into a throne and stuff. It's pretty much the coolest.
It's some haute couture for sure.
Yeah. And like there was a bunch of mouse guard equipment that I'm sure we'll see again today in the Bee Palace, from mice that had been in the garden before. And there are like all of these stained glass windows of the matriarchs of the Mouse Guard. And then in the throne room up on the ceiling, there were these stained glass depictions of a number of mice, including Tulip, Late, and Clara. So that's pretty cool. Apparently, we've been foretold by some sort of prophecy to come and free everyone from the tyranny of the Rat King. So back in the chicken house, we talked to Esther for a while, and she seemed nice enough, except for the part where she was like, yeah, I was a mouse guard. I came here with a bunch of other mouse guards, and then they died, and there's no use trying to get out because everything is hopeless, and we're all stuck here forever. Don't even try. Also, you need to murder the Rat King. Just like straight up go in there and commit a heinous crime against all intelligent beings by killing the Rat King. Just do that. And then she disappeared. And so did her chicken. And so we were like, cool, thanks for suggesting that we do some crimes. That's, modeling really great responsible behavior for these kids. And we went back to the Bee Kingdom where we met up with Tulip. Tulip filled us in. We filled Tulip in. We got set up in housing that is meant specifically for mice. Tulip,
I have a sword now.
Yeah, that's right. Late's sword, which was a stick, got turned into like an actual sword that she had to turn in at the gate, which was pretty fucking awesome. That was probably the coolest part of meeting Crime Aunt Esther. And we got set up in mouse housing. Tulip was a little overwhelmed with this whole like Destiny mouse guard responsibility stuff, and so she went out into the gardens and sat in a tulip,
so cute,
and communed with the fireflies, who also sort of said everything is hopeless, you can't leave. Everyone is stuck here forever.
It's like everything's great, you can't leave, you're stuck here forever, it's wonderful.
Yeah, I will say a point for the fireflies over Esther is they didn't tell you to kill anyone. So, that's if you need a parent, right? Or if you need a babysitter, hire the fireflies, not Esther, because you're gonna get home to Game of Thrones basically if you let Esther take care of your kids. Whereas if you leave the fireflies with your kid, then
they're just going to tell you to kill your hopes and dreams.
Well, your kid honestly probably will have eaten them and be sick or something. So, like, maybe just hire an actual babysitter.
Good point.
And I believe where we left off, we had just had breakfast and we were getting ready to go talk to the Bee Princess.
Talk to Beyonce.
That sound about right?
Yeah. So
Hell yeah,
let's talk about that scene again, because basically you're on sort of like the market level, right? Like there's the lower level down the hill, which is sort of the production of turning pollen into honey and wax and all that sort of good stuff. Up here is where like wares are sold, where most of the bees live. And then up the hill a little bit more is the Citadel.
Mm-hmm.
So as you guys kind of walk out from your house, which was in the housing sort of area, you can see the Citadel in the morning light. You can see the stained glass windows hanging over the large wooden doors leading inside. All this, by the way, is still made by this tempered wax.
Mm-hmm.
This very hard stone-like wax. And Paige, who has been sort of your guide in the B-Town, is floating around very excitedly. She's real excited that you guys are all going to go see the princess. Literally buzzing with excitement.
Let the bee puns
you know how like
begin.
a little kid would giggle?
Mm-hmm.
There's a buzzing, just like uncontained, like trying to contain but can't quite buzzing.
I think I am likewise in a state of nervous excitement, and I have like done my hair up into a bun, just trying to make myself as presentable as possible. I've got my apron, you know, I've just smoothed it out and fixed it just so to try and make it look as mouse guardy as possible. And I'm like walking, you know, shoulders back and head held high.
My question is it still covered in like leaves and dirt and mud and all the other
I've
stuff
like
that you
shaked it out and, you know, tried to clean it up as much as possible. So it's probably
Okay.
a little like stiff, you know.
Okay.
It doesn't look in complete shambles, but
All right.
Everyone else?
I'm bright-eyed, bushy-tail. I'm ready for this. I've got like I already had a cloak, so I just got my cloak, and I think
Mice don't have bushy tails.
Listen here, you little shit. Turn of phrase. But yeah, you know, I Clara is she's pretty stoked at this point. She's found her stride, I think, or at least she thinks she has, and so she's taking to this with some confidence. And I think she might be like trying to lead near the front of the group. But whereas before there was probably a certain amount of like she'd hold out her hands to be like, nope, don't step forward yet. We don't know if it's safe. She's not like 5 steps ahead of the group. She's like maybe 1 step ahead of the group. She's trying to sort of keep closer to the other two, and give them some space to, you know, be at the vanguard of whatever they're doing.
mm-hmm.
Tulip has already done this. Just like not. I mean, she's seeing all the stuff that there is to see. She's still very like. She's like still very pensive about all the stuff that happened.
Mm-hmm.
And is like less excited than her friends, but like kind of happy that her friends are excited and like, you know, knows that especially late will really love to see all this stuff.
Cool. This is a good spot to do bigs.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Oh, crap.
I forgot too until just now.
I was gonna rewrite my belief, and I had an idea for it at the end of the session, then I didn't write it.
We'll get to you last then.
Thanks.
Hey Nox, what are Late's bigs?
So my belief is knowledge is power and bugs must be tolerated, which is still the same. My goal I need to rewrite,
Yes.
so I'm going to do that. And my instinct, I think I'm going to.
I have a question actually about Biggs. Can we do Biggs after we talk to the bee princess? So we'll have a little bit more of an idea of what the bee princess expects from us?
Would you all like to do that? Because we can. You'll have to remind me though, because I'll probably forget.
I'm without preference on this.
I'd be okay with it, and I can remind you when we're done.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Healing.
All right.
I just feel like, I mean, usually you write your goal like after, you know, in OG Mouse Guard, after Gwendolyn is like, this is your thing.
Right.
This is your quest. And I feel
Well,
like,
it's a little weird because we're still in the player phase.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Beyonce is our
Gwendolyn.
Gwendolyn right now.
Okay.
That is my rewrite of Mouse Guard right there.
Have a Beyonce matriarch.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she basically is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right. So you guys head inside.
Mm-hmm.
There's a series of bees who help you open up the doors, and you guys walk in. And the first thing you see is the coming through the stained glass windows above. You can actually see that the light is actually shining into the little displays of the three mice who were here before. The ones that you learned about from Esther's. There is Ethan looking at his notes real quick.
Oh, they all have good names. Ansley was one of them.
Ah, yeah. Ansley, Abram, and Esther.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There are many tattered, each one has a tattered cloak within it of different states of disrepair. One of them is actually blood soaked.
That's Esther's.
There is a axe in one of the displays, which I believe was Ansley's.
Mhm.
Esther's had a bow,
Mm-hmm.
and then the last one has a broken shield and sword.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So as we move past those, Clara's gonna like go over to them and like take a look and like she's not gonna touch them, but
Mhm.
she's gonna give them like a visual inspection.
Yeah, I'm definitely like just in awe. And I walk over and I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is not what I thought we would see here.
This is pretty awesome.
From what you know from your own like research into the Mouse Guard, these weapons are of Mouse Guard make. You can see the intricate detailing in the because they do a lot of like Celtic knot sort of stuff. And you can see that sort of in the corners of like the shield and on the cross brace of the sword. It's carved into the handle of the bow. So that's all real fancy. The cloaks looks pretty standard make. They look like they were used for a really long time.
Do they look like they could be functional again?
One's covered in blood, and the other are like real messed up.
I mean, the weapons.
The weapons, potentially, if any of them are, it would probably be the axe.
Okay.
The sword and shield look kind of. The sword looks bent a little bit, actually. So the like the weight of it would be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
The shield is toast for sure.
It's actually like sundered.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I think it's ripped in half. Nox has the best notes in the world. I just want to say.
Yeah, I'm going crazy over here.
I just remember Lauren posting her notes, and it's just like everything in all caps with exclamation points everywhere.
What is going on?
The second half of the notes are like less
Reasonable.
Yeah.
But the best part was that part.
Yeah. My favorite was she old. Anyway, yeah.
Okay.
Tulip is like, yeah, late. I thought you'd really like it here.
Yeah, I do. And I'm just kind of like a little speechless, being confronted with the, the remnants of my idols.
Come on, can't leave the princess waiting. Paige is kind of like floating through the air.
Right. Of course. Sorry.
Let's go! She, floats on ahead and announces you guys. Before I do that, though, when you're talking to Paige, did you convince her that you're not the mouse guard?
No, we told her that we're definitely the mouse guard.
Tulip said she was not mouse guard.
Right.
And then our response was, of course, because we've been trying to be on like the down low, but we're all of us.
That's
in the
right.
mouse
That was at
guard.
the
Tulip
end. Yes.
heartily denied that she was a mouse guard. She's like, no, we're just kids. We're not I'm not. No.
Okay.
No.
Perfect.
Yeah,
So
I actually completely forgot about that. So thanks for the reminder.
Yeah.
so Paige kind of buzzes in, and you hear some I don't know if they'd have horns or what kind of instrument they would have. Yeah,
A vuvuzuela.
basically.
Oh my god.
So you just
I
hear-
mean, they sound like bees anyways.
Fair.
and then you hear because Paige basically left you behind like a door that's slightly ajar, and then you hear from Paige's tiny voice, presenting Miss Tulip and ladies Carla and Late Blooms.
That's not my name.
Come on.
Right. Walk
Did I
in.
say the name wrong? Did I actually say the name wrong?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it
said
was
Carla.
Clara.
Oh, I meant to say Clara. Well,
It's okay. It's Paige's fault, not you.
Yeah.
yeah.
Paige is
Cool.
so damn excited. Her L's are
She's
moving all over the place.
And then you guys go into this room again. It's like I said, it's very large and spacious, and along the upper rim of it, you can see all these murals, not of matriarchs of past, but definitely of mice. Each with we talked about it. Tulips was literally a tulip on their head, and kind of we say leading the way, sort of.
There were
Mhm.
there were like fireflies and
Yeah. And there's all other kinds. Like if you can think of what's a good way to say this? Almost like mouse tarot cards, where they're very indicative of a
like archetypal.
right. So you'll see a mouse with a sword and shield, just and then
Oh, yeah.
you'll see ones in front of books, reading through books and that sort of stuff, and it's very strange. And they feel familiar, but you have no context on why they should.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the audience chamber is the princess sitting on her throne of bees. Living bees.
Right, because that
They
would
have
really,
not-
flavor the context of my feelings about her if they were dead bees. Clara will bow a bit as they enter.
Yeah, I'm gonna greet the princess in a way that I know a mouse guard would greet someone of her station and reputation.
Well, that's the thing about mice is they don't actually have a nobility class.
Mhm.
They're a classless system.
So I just don't do anything. I just stand there.
Well,
I don't
I mean,
bow.
you might bow or curtsy or maybe kneel, but there's no in your head. There's no I know how to react to a princess.
Mhm.
You might not even know what a princess is, right? That's not in their social structure to
Mhm.
have royalty.
Yeah,
You-
I probably don't do that then. I stand there, like hands folded in front of me. And when I see Clara kneeling down, I'm like, what are you doing?
Being polite.
Wow, what the?
Stand back up.
It just occurred to me that bees or mice would know what a queen is just because of bees.
Right. No,
But not from like a royalty standpoint.
Right.
Necessarily, like a.
She seems right important, and the bees around here, they've got all this structure going on. Just trying to participate.
I just ignore that, and I'm like, "Hello, Queen, Princess. It is a pleasure to finally meet you. We've heard so much,
and it's so lovely that you've come to see me. I hear that you wished, or I was hoping that you would be able to help.
Of course, we will lend our aid however we can.
Good. I assume you know of our conflict with the Rat King.
We've heard a little. Could you perhaps, in your own words, tell us what's going on here?
Of course. For as long as any of us have lived, the rats have always taken what they wanted. They've always strong-armed from those others what they need to survive. Without putting in work themselves, my bees harvest the flowers. The hamsters of the south have their pumpkins. The birds in the trees know when to eat the bugs and fruits and the berries. Even the shadow
carefully at Tulip.
And even the shadow beast knows when to hunt. But the rats? No, the rats just take. They just take what everyone else has earned.
Well, that certainly sounds like a problem.
Yes, and many generations ago, we decided to no longer participate.
Right.
We built our walls. We defend ourselves. We keep them at bay. But we're always under attack.
And they live in the house.
Yes, another thing they have taken.
Right. They didn't make it then.
No. Something much older made these walls.
How did they come to be in possession of the house?
I don't rightly know. She like stops and thinks about it for a second, and kind of scoops up one of the bees in her hand and looks at it, sort of like you would an apple.
Oh my god!
Just you see the bee is like overjoyed that this is happening, right?
Oh my god!
They're very ecstatic that the princess is looking at them. It's like their whole purpose in life is to be a cool cape.
She's checking her Apple IB.
She's just like looking at it, kind of thinking, like, will you go see if there's anything in the archives? And you see the bee like nod and then flutter off.
Straight up, it's her iPhone.
I'm sorry. Did you say archives?
Yes, we have a limited archive. Most of it not written by our own hands, but the hands of others.
That is something that is of great interest to me, and of which some would say I am a skilled archivist. So if I can be of any help obtaining more information on these rat people so that we may have more information for ourselves, in our confrontation with this threat, I'm happy to offer my services.
Of course. Paige, when we're done here, will you show Lady Late to the archive? Paige is like, yeah, yes.
Right then. Well, we'd be happy to help you with the whole Rat King situation, but of course we're a long way from home, from the rest of the guard, and as you can see, we're not really equipped to be fighting the rats right now, but I've been told.
Also, there's just 3 of us.
But 3 clever mice can get a lot done.
Tulip does bring up an excellent point, Princess. The more help we can get in arms from the bees, then the greater our chance for success is. We are happy to, and I kind of look uneasily at Clara and Tulip because I'm about ready to volunteer us for some epic shit. We're happy to do what we can to lead a charge, the forces, whatever way we decide to confront this threat. But Tulip is right. We are 3 mice, and the more resources we have, the better our chances for success.
You can see the princess get like very happy that you just said these things, and she stands up and kind of like she wants to run at you like excitedly, but is holding herself back. She's just a princess. She doesn't know. She doesn't have all of the royal bearings yet,
Right.
but she kind of takes a few steps forward. And she's like, "If you would do that for me, we would be forever grateful."
Of course.
I have no knowledge of the ways of war. My mother always kept me away from such things, hoping that she would be able to end it, and that we would be a peaceful kingdom after.
Clara just turns slowly to Late, puts a hand on her shoulder. Well, our tactician, Late, knows quite a bit, and if she had access to your archives, like you said, I'm sure she could find something useful. But as I'm sure Late would tell you, no war is won without knowing the weaknesses of your enemy. If there's anything you know about the house or the rats within, or if you knew of a way that we could speak with the birds, maybe find out what they know, what they've seen flying around the garden.
We don't have contact with the birds simply because they've also been a problem. But
Birds eat bees.
Oh,
Yeah,
it is part of the natural order.
my mistake.
yeah, they do.
But
Pat Clara on the shoulder.
Yeah, she winces a little in embarrassment.
I'm sure if you could get a hold of some of the birds, I'm sure they would tell you whatever they can. None of us here like the rats. And those that do are lying.
Maybe we could. I'll turn to Tulip. Maybe we could find Monty.
Maybe.
I kind of give Tulip a side eye. Like, sensing that something's up for sure.
Well, if you'd be happy to let Lady Late into the archives, and if you could any equipment you could spare. I see you have a little bit of equipment from guards that have passed through before.
Of course. I noticed that 2 of you do not have your cloaks.
It's unfortunate in being caught unawares by this creature you call the Shadow Beast. On our way here, we didn't have time to be properly outfitted, and these 2, and I'll put a hand on each of them, tragically lost lost their cloaks.
No, I have mine. She's talking about you. I point at Clara.
I'm literally
Clark?
wearing a cloak. That's my clothing item.
Blake doesn't care. Blake's like, what are you talking about? This looks great.
Clara just like. I mean, her backup cloak is what she has, of course, but her main cloak is back at the guard.
I'll have to speak to Sephora, see what I can do. But as far as
Excuse me,
equipment,
who?
Sephora.
Like
Oh
the
my
makeup
god!
store?
I am going to get a membership and a discount. I'm going to spend all of my money, hundreds of mouse dollars.
I'm screwed.
I didn't know that was a makeup store. It's on my list of names.
Ethan, Sephora.
Rip, dude.
Good brand.
Ooh, Google that shit.
Should I before we canonize
No,
this?
no, it's not a thing to be worried about.
Don't worry
Okay.
about it.
It's just it's a expensive makeup store that,
It
Perfect.
smells, yeah.
yeah.
I'm gonna tell you right now, this is a spider who makes silk.
Oh hell yes. Also, I immediately want to die upon hearing that. But okay.
But she's like, and then we'll see if I know most of the equipment left behind. Obviously, we do not make much that may be useful to mice hands. We may have a couple things. I'm sure I can procure a bow, or if you think one of our needle swords would be of use to you. Not sure if you are trained in such things. I know you use the long sword.
Right,
Do you,
of
do you have
course.
do you have a big hook?
A hook?
Yeah. Like a hook, and you can put it on a line.
We might have we may have something. Well, but I hear that I must go. Or you see one of the bees come back, and they whisper something in her ear. I believe we'll have to cut this meeting short. There are things I need to deal with on the ground.
Of course.
Uh,
I will have my attendant see that you receive the things you need.
It is greatly appreciated, Princess. We'll take this honor and this responsibility very seriously, and we will do everything in our power to bring victory and freedom to you and your people.
mm-hmm. Yes.
She gives you a very curt nod, and then leaves the room.
Right, so, Light, you've, got some reading to do.
Uh-huh.
You gonna be alright with that?
Oh, yeah. Well, that part's going to be easy.
Right,
It's
but
everything after that's the...
I think I've been, is Paige within hearing distance, or is Paige, like, hanging back
Yes.
a little bit? Okay.
Listening intently.
Of course.
Just
I,
I can see it.
Yeah, you see Clara's face become, like, serious for a moment, and then she sees Paige, and then she goes back to, like, stoic. Well, as long as we stick to our duties and get the work done, I'm sure everything will go great.
I slap both hands on Clara's shoulders, and I'm like, I will go do research, and you go research what resources we have available here in the ways of arms. But, and I look back at Tulip, and I go to put a hand on her shoulder as well, and I'm like looking between the both of them. But this doesn't mean that we have to fight, whether we have to kill anyone or anything. It's all a process. And we'll make it through. And we can talk more about it back at our quarters. And I look over my shoulder at Paige alone because Mouse Guard, private business.
Right.
She looks a little disappointed.
It's it's an important part of being a part of the Mouse Guard is to know when it's important that you know things, and when patience is called for, Paige.
Mhm.
I think that is what I see the most in you of the Mouse Guard. Really. That great patience.
She kind of perks up again. You can see a little antenna get a little more.
Yeah, I can't tell if Clara's being serious or not, so I just smile and like, yep. So let's go back and Paige, you'll take me to the archives, or someone else
Yes.
will.
Would you like to go immediately, or do you need to do something first?
No, let's go.
And she
Right.
buzzes off, and you can follow her along.
Yep.
Going through the Citadel. You go into a basement, and we'll talk about that in a sec.
Tulip, let's
Let's do Biggs.
Yeah, let's do
Right.
Biggs.
Okay. I have my stuff.
Do we want to do Biggs and?
And then
Alright,
we can
Sorry,
do a
never mind.
break
I'm gonna
after.
shut up. It's not my channel. I'm not gonna post it.
My belief is the Mouse Guard are just the mice that guard.
Interesting. Okay. I actually like the implications of that, because it's not like they are an institution, it is an idea.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
My instinct is
Let's
staying
just
the
go through all of
same.
them.
I always explore new places. That's still true.
Okay.
But my goal for today is to support a friend.
Okay. Nox, let's talk about late blooms.
Can I get a second?
Sure. Lauren, do you need a second? Are you good?
No, I got it.
Okay.
So my belief is the best way to learn is by doing. My instinct is to never leave a friend behind. In parentheses, bugs are also friends.
Yes.
And my goal is I will convince my friends they can do great things without lying.
Oh,
Oh,
damn. Okay.
Shade!
Oh man,
Mighty
Rip.
Mouse Shade!
this foundation is wait. This is a house. I don't know. Whatever. What am I saying? I can't remember.
Late.
I think I need a little bit more time because I want to change my belief. I might want to change all three, and I feel like I
wow.
need a little time
Okay.
to
Okay.
think about that.
Then why don't we go to a break, and when we come back in just a little bit, find out what late blooms Biggs are and what these three, let's be real, children can possibly do.
Young adults. Yeah, no,
I mean,
teens.
yeah,
Actual teens.
pretty young on the teen scale even. Can do to try and organize some kind of a whatever it is that we're trying to do.
The
So
story of our times.
we're gonna step away. Topical. We're gonna step away for just a little bit. I'm gonna recover from that reference, and when we get back, we'll find out what happens next. See you soon. Hello and welcome back. And I didn't ruin everything in OBS. Fantastic. Sorry, I was having some audio issues while we were on break, but we're good now. Yeah. Okay. So we talked to a bee, and that went really well. Unless you don't want your friends lying about stuff, in which case that maybe didn't go so great.
Lots of lies were had.
A lot of disapproving looks and glances from Tulip.
Yeah, I was a little curious, and then you said what your bigs were, and I was like, oh, never mind. Nox, do you have your bigs figured out?
Yes.
Good to
So
go.
I've rewritten every single one of them.
Oh wow.
So So my belief now is tyranny has no place in this world, and those weakest should be protected. My goal is come up with a strategy to confront the Rat King, preferably one that puts us in as little danger as possible. And my instinct is now stand up for those that can't stand up for themselves.
Hell yeah. I don't know, late's blooming to me. Blooming
Wow.
into beautiful
That's
awesomeness.
yeah. That's some pretty mouse guardy.
Mm-hmm.
Going full mouse guard at this point.
I don't even know anything about mouse guard, so
It's that, essentially.
Yeah.
not a mention of bugs either.
No.
Like they have their big slogan is, "It's not what you fight, it's what you fight for."
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
which is
Yeah.
that's the mouse guard
Yeah.
motto.
Perfect.
It's
Yeah.
written out. It's carved over the desk of the matriarch.
It's very good.
That's fucking epic.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna get it tattooed on my body.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah, right.
I like that a lot. So, Paige has gone off with Late to go check out the archives, and Tulip and I are theoretically supposed to be like looking into their resources and stuff. But now that we're alone, I'm going to I'm gonna talk to Tulip.
Okay.
So, Tulip, I understand that this is a lot, and I'm putting on a bit of a thing with the
You're
bees.
lying to the bees.
Right. The truth of it is, we can't expect to be going in there and killing the Rat King. I don't think I could do it. Even if we could get to him, I don't think Late could do it. I'd be surprised if you could. But we were told that the Rat King is controlling the Shadow Beast, and that's how he's keeping everyone in here. I don't think we can kill him, but I do think if we ask around, maybe find a quiet way in, or maybe have the bees create a distraction or something. If we think real hard and we're careful and we do our best, maybe we can find what he's using to control the Shadow Beast. Either destroy it or keep it for ourselves to let everyone go.
I don't see why you have to do that by lying to people.
Oh yeah. I don't trust the people here. Everyone, the hamsters, Walton, the birds, and even these bees, they've got an idea of how things are supposed to be, how things are supposed to go. They don't like listening to other ideas, being told we should do things different. So, I'm telling them what's gonna keep all of us safe, what's gonna get us out of here. And anyway, there is no mouse guard here, not anymore. And we're the only mice, besides Esther, and she's clearly quit. If anyone's the mouse guard, it's us. So I'm not lying that much.
No, you're not the mouse guard. You're just a mouse. And that's okay. You can do that. We can do this, maybe, I think. But you shouldn't lie.
Just a mouse couldn't do any of this. Just Clara couldn't do any of this, Tulip. But a mouse guard can, because a mouse guard has to.
Just a mouse could do it. You don't need this fake thing. And if you want to be a guard when we get out of here, you shouldn't lie to them.
It's not about what I want when we get out. It's about what I need now. What I need to be today and tomorrow and until we get out of here.
You need to be yourself. You need to be Clara. The mouse guard doesn't make you brave. Esther's a mouse guard, and she's hiding in a chicken.
Not anymore. And you're right. The mouse guard don't make you brave. The mouse guard are the brave mice. So yes, right now, I'm a mouse guard. And if you don't want to call yourself that, that's fine. You can call yourself whatever you want. But I've decided what I'm gonna be right now. I've decided who I'm gonna be right now. If you don't like it, then...
That's what you are. You're dishonest. Tulip's gonna pull out her, the scroll that she was given. We as a guard offer all that we are to protect the sanctity of all, the freedom of our kin, and the honor of our ancestors. There's no honor in lying.
There's no honor in dying either.
You don't... You know what? Go play mouse guard. It's fine.
Fine, yeah.
Don't bring me into it.
It is fine.
Tulip is gonna leave.
Clara's gonna stay in the throne room for a little bit. Shit.
And I think we're going to cut over to the archive.
Hey!
So, interesting thing about the archive, as you're going down, it is, once you're there, Paige is starting to like light candle, using like this little, she's got like an extra candle. She's lighting candles so you guys can see, because it is, you guys went down like a spiral staircase to get down here. You had to. Paige actually went down a chute. Little bee chute.
Oh my god.
Everything is built in like hex like panels, like hexagon panels and stuff. And there are bookshelves. There are bookshelves of bee size. There's bookshelves of mouse size, and then there's some really big books.
Would you like people size?
Like human being books, but to a mouse, it's like a 3-story tall book.
Right. Yeah.
For future reference, it does look like you might be inside of a bookshelf.
Oh god, I love it.
That's fucking dope.
Yeah.
Like some of the like passageways that you go through look like, to a mouse you wouldn't notice it, but to our human eye, it looks like they've been cut out of books.
Oh, that's horrifying.
So they've cut into the books themselves.
You don't know if it's the bees or just sort of naturally progressed in such a way where there's just basically this whole archive is a bookshelf with many smaller books inside of it.
Oh my god.
Death
is-
to the bee kingdom.
This is both a thing of horror and beauty. Yeah, so when we go in there, do I see any other bees doing their bee search?
No, actually. It's actually very quiet. The only other bee that you think is down here is Paige. It seems like they don't come down here very. It's dusty.
Okay.
Even Paige is kind of like trying to remember where to go and doesn't really remember. Are you looking for anything specific?
Yeah, I think for a moment. What I want to know, Paige, is any information that would help us know more about the Rat King, the house that he resides in, even the history of this place, or the Shadow Beast, anything at all. Can you help me find that kind of stuff in here?
Maybe, yeah. Okay. Maybe this way. And I'm actually you're gonna have to spend a check here
That's fine.
and
I
roll
love the
Archivist.
Maybe this way.
But you will be getting a help dice from Paige.
Oh, cool.
However, your ob is 3.
So is this something I would use my archivist skill for?
Correct.
Yay! Cool. Yes. I'm excited about that.
Books! Yeah!
Okay. So it needs to be greater than the target number is always 4.
Right.
And then so the amount of dice I get is based on my skill rating, right?
+1 because Paige is helping.
Right.
Yes.
And would there be anything else I could use to help add more dice to this?
You could use a trait. You could spend a persona to either give you +1 dice or tax your nature.
Okay. I have
If
a
you
shit ton of persona.
so you can just, like I said, you can just add dice and you can add up to 3. Just
Oh.
like spending 3 persona to add 3 dice.
And it's an ob 3, you said?
3.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So I have 5 persona.
Mm-hmm.
If I add 2, that puts me at 6. Does that seem like a good amount of dice to have?
I
Or
mean,
should I
that's
add more?
statistically correct.
And it's op 3, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
With 5 dice?
6.
6 dice. Okay. Yeah, chances
Look,
are.
I've rolled 11 dice on like an ob 5 test and like
Gotten
No.
2.
I mean,
Yeah.
general dice statistics says that you have a pretty good chance. Mouse guard statistics says you're going to fail.
Yeah.
Roll 20 always says, fuck you.
But remember, if you get 6s, you can make them explode with fate. If any of your wises apply, you can try to reroll failed dice.
Oh,
So
okay.
Also, if you fail, that doesn't mean you don't learn anything. It just means it gets
Correct.
complicated.
Gotcha. Okay. I'll have 5 persona, so it's 1 persona for a dice. I'm
mhm.
at 5 dice right now. So if I use 3 persona, that's 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yep.
Okay.
Ooh,
That's what I'm going to do.
that's
Wow.
a lot. How much persona do you have? Do you just got like
She hasn't spent
5.
any.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Because I don't know how to play this game. So you know, I have to look my stuff.
We keep
Okay.
giving her cookies at the end of the
Right.
at the end of the session because
Oh,
she's great.
Yeah, and I'm not using them in just because, I
Yeah.
have no idea what the hell
Because you're not grabbing checks.
that do. Because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. That's really what it boils down to. Okay,
What you're
cool.
doing
So I'm at,
is great. You're doing
Yeah.
great.
You're doing fine.
oh no, yeah, I'm having a great time.
That's
Okay, so I'm at 8 dice,
Okay.
and let's do the thing. Heck yeah!
Hey!
That's a d20.
No, god damn it! Every time I
Oh,
screw it up every time. And every
I was about to say, I was actually just going to take that at face value, and
I just saw
every
lots of big
time.
numbers and I was stoked.
I just saw 5. I just saw the 5, 6.
I just wait for you guys to catch me on the fact that I screwed it up because I do every single time.
This is why we have Lauren.
Okay.
Sorry, man.
It's good. Okay, let's try this again. Good lord.
Take 2.
Hey!
Okay.
Oh, lordy.
So
There's
we're
no
gonna-
like degrees of success for this roll, right?
There is.
Oh, so should I explode that 6 then?
If you would like to.
Because I have
fa-
6 fate points.
Yes,
Yeah,
explode it.
Explode it.
Yeah.
You got it.
That's
So
like
it
not
should-
even a question.
So just
at
roll
that
one
point.
d6.
Okay, but but I only use 1 fate point, right?
Right.
Okay.
And it will explode all dice. So if you roll another 6, that will also explode automatically.
Oh.
Eh.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with 4 successes, I'm going to let you ask me 2 questions.
Oh shit. Oh god, no.
And I will answer them truthfully.
Knox.
This is my Firefly moment.
Do we need to
Right?
come back to you after a break?
Can I query the peanut gallery?
Sure can.
You guys have the peanut gallery.
uh, Chess the peanut gallery, right?
You could also
check
ask
in.
the chat.
Chast the peanut gallery. There you go.
Yeah.
You guys are the main crew.
My very meta feelings as Dylan.
Good.
Are
That's what the game is about.
Yeah.
I want to know stuff about the house because that's like the biggest unknown here, right? Like we can
Yeah.
talk to the birds and maybe see if they've seen something, but the other thing I'm curious about is now that we've seen the Shadow Beast in the doghouse, like maybe there's some history there. Maybe there's some like ancient thing about the Shadow Beast, blah blah blah. So like a way into the house that isn't the main way the Rat King uses, or thing about the dog, or what is the Rat King's weakness? That's another good question, right? Because all we've heard about the Rat King is that he's evil and he steals stuff. We don't
we
know
know-
anything about him as a person.
Well, we do know that he's controlling the Shadow Beast, so that's another point that I'm curious about is how he controls the Shadow Beast.
Ooh, that's a good question.
That would be a really good question. If Ethan's willing to just answer that truthfully after the roll, then how does the Rat King, like if you find some ancient book that says a thing, that would actually, I think, be the one thing we can't find out anywhere else.
Because we always hear bells when he's around, but dogs don't usually wear bells on their collar.
I'm gonna interject. I never meant for it to sound like bells. I meant for it to sound like a chain collar.
Gotcha.
Now that you know he's a dog, that makes I can feel this.
Okay. Damn it! I was like,
I said it's like a there was a jingling, but not like a bell, like a.
But that is a
Gotcha,
good question, right? Like we can ask the birds, "Hey, you've been running around. Have you seen any ways into the house?" We can ask, but there's no one we can ask about how the Rat King is controlling the Shadow Beast, and that's kind of like our whole plan is hinging on knowing that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think from a non-meta perspective, Late would want to know how can we accomplish our goal without resorting to murder.
Yeah, yeah. Without listening to Crime Aunt.
Yeah.
That's something I probably can't answer.
What?
I said that second question is probably something I can't answer here.
You can't.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. No, that's a pretty broad question.
it's a philosophical question.
Mm. Okay, so do we want the first question to be how does the Rat King control the Shadow Beast? Is that what we want the first question to be?
Good
Ethan,
question.
can she use her second question as like a follow-up if there's something in there that we want to dig into?
Yeah, we can do one at a time.
Oh god, I'm terrified. Okay, is that am I hitting the yes? I've read the terms and agreements. Box now?
You've got a yes from me.
Yeah.
Okay, I
Question.
submit to ye old
Game Master.
game master. How does the Rat King control the Shadow Beast?
You find written in a mouse hand. You can tell it's the right size book. In fact, it seemed to be penned by Esther herself.
Hmm.
but not only herself. There are also other authors in this book. Hers is more on the tail end of it. So it looks like some other authors have written in the same book before her. But she gets into some like weird philosophical things, trying to there's like some ramblings for a bit about the nature of shadow and mystery and what is it to not know something, what is to not be known.
Oh God, that's when Homegirl finally snapped and got a chicken house.
Chicken house.
But sort of, you're combing all through this, and it says the reason why the shadow beast exists in shadow is because none know what it is.
It's a fucking dog, damn it.
The reason why the rat can control it is because he knows what it is. He knows its name and can call it.
Oh,
Bastard!
oh,
You
that's
don't see
so
dog
good. That's why his name's scratched out on the house.
That's
That's so fucking obvious. Like,
That's
you call
so
the dog
cool.
name and the dog. Oh,
That's so cool.
What the heck? So we just gotta find out this freaking dog's name.
I wonder if it has tags. That's like Rumpelstiltskin. Yeah,
It's exactly like a lot of fey creatures.
Rumpeldogekin. Oh, that's so good. Okay. Rumpel good boy. I love it. Yeah, I mean that pretty much taps me out for questions. Like that is enough information for me that I'm happy.
I mean, unless like, what's the dog's name? But obviously, we wouldn't know that.
Right.
I mean, like, something about rats, like, because we've never seen a rat
That's-
before. We don't know
that's
what
true.
a rat is.
But I mean, a lot of the creatures in the garden have seen the rats, so that's a resource for that information.
they've seen the rats, but they haven't really succeeded against the rats, with the exception of the bees, who have only really succeeded in like keeping a space to themselves. And even that, right? Beyonce told us that they've been having trouble with that. So
Mhm.
maybe
Like,
there's
how do you fight the rats?
like, or not how do you fight the rats, but like what are they weak to?
If we want to get real meta and real mouse guard, what is rat nature? Might be a good question.
Yeah, that could be
Because
good.
then you learn about rat.
Oh no!
Like that. Then
If
you
that's
can.
your question, I can answer that.
Well,
Well,
cool your jets.
And you're not going to be happy with the answer.
I feel so. Here's why I'm not sold on the nature question is because we know the rats are acting against their nature, so I don't know how useful that information will be
I
in the
think
long run. You know what I mean?
like
Yeah, but like, can you really avoid nature altogether? Like, I mean, I know this is the whole conceit of Mouse Guard in general, is that like the mouse it's like this tension between doing Mouse Guard stuff, which is not in your nature, and doing mouse stuff, which is in your nature. So
I think maybe like a what do they want most could be good.
Yeah.
Because that feeds into the nature question, but it more directly gives us something we can exploit.
Mm-hmm.
Dylan pulling from the Dungeon World handbook.
That's
Yeah,
totally
I
what I
was gonna say,
thought
what
of.
is-
I was like, "Are we? This is parlay now."
what
I'm
is
sorry,
most
okay.
useful to me?
I mean, that's where this idea was inspired from in the
Oh,
first
yeah.
place, the answering
Kinda.
of questions thing.
Yeah,
That's
fucking
why I
love that
immediately had like
mechanic.
PTSD flashbacks. So I'm not intentionally trying to be argumentative or anything.
Mhm.
I'm just trying to think through all the angles.
Yeah, no, for
so,
sure.
so my
This is your one chance. Yeah.
yeah.
One
So my
opportunity.
concern with asking that question is the Beyonce told us that the rats just take whatever. They don't hunt for
Right.
their own things. They just take whatever. So my fear with asking that question is, what do they want? It's just going to be,
Well, maybe it's like a maybe like what do they want and why, right? Like because we know if they want stuff, right? If they're taking stuff, it's my feeling is it's unlikely that they just want stuff. They want stuff for something, right? They want to feel secure. They want to feel powerful. They want. That's kind of what I'm getting at.
mm-hmm.
Is like what on a deep emotional level, what do they want? Because if you can find a way to offer them that, then
So maybe the question should be, what do they desire? Does that seem, or is that
Maybe.
not what you're thinking? I'm trying to game the system so hard right now.
I mean, I feel
here's
feel like-
here's the thing. Here's an idea.
Uh-huh.
Because I was playing Masks earlier, and there's also a similar question. How can I gain influence over you? Is a question you can ask in Masks. So
That
like
can make
that
sense.
might be, like how can we gain influence? I mean, influence
Over
in
the
Masks is a
rats.
mechanical thing, but like in a more
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's a more direct way of asking that question.
So, what do we want question 2 to be? What's the Rat King's weakness? What does the Rat King want and or desire? Or Huh?
sorry, I came up with option 4.
okay.
Where does the Rat King keep Shadow Dog's name?
Oh. Yeah. I like that. Cause yeah, I like that because then we know where we're going. Right? We have a direction to move toward.
And
if
then we
can
know
find a
if
way
there's
in.
like if it's like the answer is like he keeps it in a secret room in the house.
Mhm,
Like
mhm.
then we know to go to the secret room in the house. Or if it's like he keeps it in his head, then
We know we're gonna have to trick him into saying it.
we have to talk to the Rat King.
Is that a question you think that you can answer, Ethan?
Sure can.
Oh, shit, Jesus.
Don't you hate it when a GM is confident? It's the
No,
worst.
I love giving my players questions to ask because I like being truthful, right?
Mhm.
Like I want you to know things, and
Okay, so that
but I
leaves
want you
us.
to earn them.
So that leaves us at four different kinds of questions.
Sorry.
I think I like where does the Rat King keep the Shadow Beast's name over the other ones, because we can spitball manipulating the rats or finding some kind of weakness or something, but that's
I can also use my magic power to learn rat nature.
yeah.
True. Mm-hmm.
So
First time you see a rat.
like I feel like we can uncover those weaknesses, and even on a more personal level with the Rat King, if we like encounter him and we're talking to him, we can try and suss that out in conversation, and that can be interesting. But if you find another dusty book that says the Rat King keeps all of his treasured possessions, blah blah blah,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
that gives us a narrative direction to go into.
All right, good old ye old game master. Where does the Rat King keep the name of the Shadow Beast?
In what you assume is a bee tome.
Is it wax
You
paper?
find probably. Actually, no. It's probably bleached paper that they've harvested from other books.
They must burn. I shall stand upon a pile of bee corpses.
Not all books are useful.
True.
Mhm. It's like the Myers-Briggs, Strength Finders book.
And if you imagine a human book, probably makes like 1,000 bee books.
Yeah, like just from the margins,
Yeah.
not
Sure.
from like
uh-huh.
the space
Okay.
that there's writing on.
Yeah. Hey, look,
Uh,
Alexandria called.
Maybe it's just friggin' Twilight.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's Twilight. It's all Twilight books. No, if you like Twilight, that's great. But
Yeah, no shame. But honest, or like it's from, like when they make those giant book displays at bookstores, like when Harry Potter or whatever comes out, and there are just like hundreds and hundreds of books that they just have to like throw away because
yeah,
there's
it's
like,
all
no
Harry Potter.
way that you can use those books. Like it's fine.
That shit's available on Kindle, so not worried about it. So, anyways, where does the Rat King keep their shit?
You find what looks to be like a bee nursery rhyme talking about the Rat King. How he, and it sounds like this is like before. This is like an ancient book. This is an ancient bee book. It is old school bee books. It's illuminated. It's got like pictures and everything. But the sort of what you get, because I can't make a children's book off the top of my head
Dang
with
it.
good rhyme and meter. Basically, it talks about how the Rat King and his followers would steal into the night, steal your things away, and it has like funny pictures of like them with holding like bags of loot above their head, being chased by angry rodents and other creatures, running back to the house. And it talks about how the Rat King has a giant vault where he stores all of his greatest treasures. But he would never let another inside, even his closest allies, closest friends. Suspiciously enough, I'm going to give you this extra hint. Not even his shadow was let into the vault.
So that means it's big enough for the. Wait. Is that like his shadow, like Shadow Beast, or his shadow, like his
Like
actual
his
shadow?
It talks about his actual shadow.
Yeah.
Because this
Yeah.
is magic shit.
Well, or it's a
Feels
very
like-
bright place. It's in a light of some kind. Okay, we're Ocean's 11 now.
Mountain
Heist mice. Mice heist.
mice heist.
Dibs on being Anne Hathaway. Nice
Is
heist. I
she
like
in?
Ocean's 8.
that. Oh,
I didn't
Ocean's
see
8.
that.
Sorry, my
I haven't
bad.
seen that one.
It's really good.
Mice Heist 3.
Welcome to our root beer and movie review show.
With a
All right.
side of frog biology.
Wonder if it's in a light bulb.
Yeah, that's kind of what
Like
I'm
a light
thinking, right? It's
bulb
like it's,
screwed
in,
like a
it's in a
socket.
lamp or something, or
Yeah.
The picture book has like a literal like giant safe
yeah, mm-hmm.
with like a big
Interesting.
wheel on the front and like a combination. Like that, it's drawn very crudely, but like to human eyes, that's what it would look
It's
like.
safe.
But to mousy eyes, it looks like some sort of giant monster.
It's awesome.
I'm gonna tell you right now, safes are real, like old safes, especially old dilapidated safes. We could get in.
Oh yeah, you hit it hard enough, it'll open.
Bonk. Okay. Cool. We have way more information. This is the most information we have had all game.
And I think with that sort of revelation by candlelight, do you like scoop up the notes and like run upstairs, or
Yeah, if I'm able, I should still have my book with me actually.
you do?
So can I pretend that I have a writing instrument on me too?
You don't have to pretend. There are some nearby.
Okay, great. So I just write in the free space of my own book these notes
Okay.
and my thoughts on them, and I look to page, and I'm like, all right, this has been extremely helpful.
Hooray!
Let's go back up. I need to meet with the rest of my allies.
Great, because this place has always spooked me out, and they say it's haunted. So let's go.
Oh, it's definitely not. It's great. It's great in here. I love it. I love what you've done with this pattern.
That's when you hear the creaking of like
I've
wood shifting.
spent so much time in like booky places that I'm just like, oh, that's normal. What are you talking about?
Okay, but you're good. Let's go.
Let's go.
She does put out all the candles as you guys leave.
Change your belief to I'm always safe around books.
Let's move over to Dylan, who has 2 checks left.
Yep.
I do.
All by himself.
All
Are you still in the throne room, or have you moved somewhere else?
I would leave, yeah.
Okay.
I think Clara would like leave the palace and then like look up toward the trees. Well, okay. And realize that Tulip would be the person to talk to the birds to get information from them, and so she'll like close her eyes and try and find, if not Paige, some other bee that would know stuff and find out about weapons. For the group.
There
So like
are
a
some
smith.
There's some knights around, but there would be a smith inside the lowest part of town, possibly. Someone has to temper these waxes.
Right. Well, I'm actually gonna. I think we see Clara walk out, look at the trees, have this moment, realize what she has to do, and then perk up with like a turn around, walk back in, and grab the axe.
You can't just grab it. It's in a display case. Like,
okay, I'm
it's
gonna look for a guard in the room or something, being like, "Excuse me."
Oh, yes.
Right. I need this. I need this axe. Right here.
Oh, makes sense. You're a mouse.
Of course.
It's a mouse axe. Mice can have axes, I guess.
It's a thing.
Bees can't have axes. They're way too heavy.
Really?
We had a competition a couple years ago to see who could swing the axe.
Is everyone okay?
No, we actually accidentally destroyed an entire house.
I'm
Not us. It was actually a hamster.
Of course.
Mhm.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
Of course. Let me get the case open. You'll have to pull it out yourself.
Wait, I think I can handle that. Maybe.
Kind of unclick some stuff. Opens up the display case.
Pull the axe out. Is it like a big battle axe or?
Oh, it's a battle axe.
Right. Thank you very much.
Ooh, you can lift it
onto the shoulder. Wait, that's what the mouse guard do.
All right then.
Do you know where I could talk to a smith of some sort?
Oh yeah, in the lower bits of town, there's got a little sign out front. It's got a hammer with some, the hex, the bee thing, the bee,
Honeycomb?
the bee shape.
Right.
No, he says the bee shape.
Oh.
Right. Of course, the bee shape. Well, thank you very much for your help.
Of course.
Well,
Best of luck with the axe.
Thanks.
If you die, please bring it back.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't dream of doing anything else with it. Later.
Right on.
And I'm gonna head down into town to the blacksmith.
Okay. What is your intention with the blacksmith?
I want to see if I can get the blacksmith to make a hook.
Okay. Yes. So you're gonna go down there and, because you know what a hook and line is.
Yeah.
It's a pretty normal tool / weapon for not just the mouse guard but just mice,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like fishing is a thing that exists in the setting, and they use a hook and line. But I'm gonna want you to give me a check of some sort on trying to describe that to a bee.
Okay. Could I use Persuader?
Sure can.
Hell yeah. What's my ob here?
It's going to be,
Like a 2?
I think, a 2. I was actually thinking maybe a 1, but it's a 2.
I think, yeah, because bees don't know what this is, right?
Well, I talked about it. They have needles,
Hmm.
like sewing needles.
Right. Okay, so can I use... what can I use? I'll just tax my nature. I have a 2 in Persuader.
Okay.
My traits are generous, weather sense, compassionate, and natural bearings. Can I be generous with my description?
I'm
Can
gonna-
she use her cartographer stuff to draw a picture?
No, because this is more like talking about basically how this conversation is gonna go is like, you have a needle, just bend it.
Yeah. If you could just bend it a bit like this. Could I use compassionate to talk in a way that is receptive, or that the bee is receptive to, and that they like appreciate, and they're not like upset with this mouse coming in and like telling them how to do their job?
Only if it also comes through that you're doing this for a friend.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
And that is 100% what Clara's
Right.
doing. Is,
Oh no, I know. I'm just saying, like, it will be apparent because you are using your compassionate to be
Yeah.
compassionate for your friend.
So I think it's not just this is, you just take the needle and you put it in a bit of a circle. There's also some like, well, maybe it should be about this size, and I was thinking maybe if you could make this little bit of a change, like trying to get them to make a hook that she thinks Tulip would appreciate.
Okay.
So that brings me up to 3.
So I'm gonna talk about the blacksmith a little bit. It's a very big bee,
Hell yeah!
Like,
Big old bumblebee bee.
just like the biggest bumblebee you've ever seen. And his forge isn't heated through fire and coal. It's actually
Okay.
heated by bees.
It's bee
you can
heat.
actually- It's
They're
bee.
buzzing around.
Yes. Basically, he has a furnace that is just child bees having fun.
it's a dual 2-in-1 blacksmith daycare.
Yeah, basically, it's basically a ball pit for bees.
Oh
Except
my
they are also the
God.
balls.
That's so good.
So he basically just heats things up by putting them in there.
Holy crap.
That's amazing.
That is an interesting method.
That's adorable. Okay, so I'm at 3 and I'm
Mhm.
2. I'm gonna spend a persona to go up to 4. I'm not taxing my nature
Okay.
this time. I'm saving it for later. Or I could just tax my nature. I don't know. That would bring me from a 3 to a 7 on an ob 2. That's pretty good. Instead of a 4.
I mean, it's very good.
You think I'm going to be taxing my nature later?
I mean,
Probably. Absolutely, you
Probably.
will be taxing your nature later because it's you.
True.
Sting.
Like,
Not wrong.
like,
Like a
this
bee.
is not the most important check of the game.
I mean, it's
It's
It-
pretty
I-
important to Clara.
I think it stands to reason that we might be doing some mousy sneaking, squeezing through small holes.
Okay, here's my question. Here's what's going to decide for me. If I do really well on this roll, are we going to get a really good hook?
Nope.
Okay, then I'm just going to spend the 1.
No extra degrees of success here.
Okay, so that puts me to a 4. I'm going to roll 4, try and get 2.
Okay.
Or at least 1 6. 4d6, greater than 4.
Boop.
Hey!
Got your
Here we
two.
go.
I'm going to tell you right now that your failure consequence there was you were going to get angry. Just over explaining it.
Okay. I like
But
it.
that
I
didn't
like
happen. So he's like, so I just bend it?
Right. Into like almost a half circle.
I don't know why you need that, but told to do this thing for you.
Really appreciate it.
Cool. All right. Do you hooking line though? I think
Yes.
that's
Well,
some
if you
ideas.
have any rope or something that we could tie to it.
I think I have an idea. And he goes to work on it, and you just hang out. You go inside the ball pit.
I think actually, she'll hang out for a bit, like excited and try to help, but when it clearly turns into this, it's gonna take him some time here.
No, it's not.
Oh, is it not?
It's gonna take like 20 minutes.
Yeah. So and her attention span isn't that long.
Okay. Cool.
When it's clear that he's gonna need some time, she'll go outside and just like sit down outside the door.
Okay.
And wait there, watching stuff happening.
Okay. Mostly just bees being very industrious. You're seeing lots of bees like fly up into the flowers, cover themselves in pollen, come down to the they have like little, not vats, but these buildings where they go on dust off. Another bees there. It's very industrialized. This honey making scheme. You'll see some coming out with bricks and heading to one of the other blacksmiths that are around for having them tempered. There's a lot of stuff going on.
I think Clara sees this happening and like looks at the bees with their pollen and be like, "It's like a backwards bat." Hey, do we want to go to a break? We're just over the hour.
I think let's just finish off the scene.
Okay.
After a while, the blacksmith comes out. All right, got your hook, got your line. What you see,
Thank
the
you.
line is a spool of thread with a stick through it that comes down and has like a backpack attachment.
This is brilliant. Thank you so much. And I'll like give him a big old mouse hug.
He is super fuzzy.
This hug's
you
as
can
much
feel
for
the
her as
warmth.
it is for him.
Forearms for hugging.
Oh my god, this
He's a
is
hugger.
The
He's a
best
hug
hug. The best.
He's just a big old bumblebee bee.
Thank you so much. I couldn't have asked for anything better.
Right then, make sure you put it to good use. And remember, never draw a lesson in here unless you intend to kill it.
Right.
Pats your head.
Pick that up and then the axe. I should probably go back.
Quite the arsenal you got there.
Got to be prepared.
And that's a good commercial break.
Okay, so we're gonna step away for a couple minutes, and when we get back, we get to convene, share our stuff, and watch as Clara's lying ruins all of her best relationships in her life, or not. We'll see. But we'll be stepping away for a couple of minutes, and then we will be right back. Don't go anywhere. Hello, welcome back to Garden of the Giants, our Mouse Guard game. I believe where we left off, Late had just left the archives with some vital information for our mission, and Clara was also heading back toward the house with vital equipment for our mission. On the break, it was pointed out that we still have one check in the party, because I earned a lot of checks last episode, but I can't do 2 checks in a row, so I went ahead and gave that check to Tulip.
Tulip.
So, what's Tulip been up to?
So I think Tulip storms off.
Mm-hmm.
And is like muttering, like monologuing to her Firefly friends about like how she's really upset that her friends are like lying to all of these people and that they're good people and that they don't like her friends are good enough by themselves. They don't need to pretend to be something they're not to be strong and brave.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
Good
I'm
argument
sure,
to have with floating fireflies in the middle of town.
Yeah, no, and I'm sure they're just like buzzing around her, doing their thing. But I think eventually she would have heard something along the lines of Sephora is a giant spider who makes silk.
That's right.
And
Would you like to go talk to her?
Real interested in that.
Okay. If you ask someone, you'll find out that Sephora actually has a small domicile on the edge of town. Kind of still within the walls, but kind of there's like an area in the residential area at the very edge of the wall, and there's like some grasses and stuff that they've apparently made their burrow in.
Cool. Tulip will go up to it and say, hello? Sephora?
Come in, child.
Okay. And she'll like
There's,
go in.
there's actually like a door to open,
Okay.
and you can come
She'll
in.
like open the door and go in.
It's very dark down here,
Okay.
but you
Might
can see because of the
be dark.
fireflies.
Oh, it's true.
And you're kind of going down, and it's this finally, it's actually like a square carved tunnel that goes down into the dirt here. It's very finely packed.
Mhm.
And you see, do you know what a jumping spider is? Also known as the best spider.
I'm out.
I think so. I'm gonna look it up, and I'm gonna be afraid because I'm mildly arachnophobic. But let's.
They're
do
the
it.
ones that wear the water drops on their heads.
Yes. You've been talking to me about jumping spiders before and how they're
Yes.
the cutest spider. Oh, they're very cute. Okay,
Yes.
I'm not afraid of that.
No. They're the least like arachnophobic triggering spiders.
Yeah, they're very cute.
Literally wear water as hats.
This one looks like it has little eyelashes.
Yeah.
Its eyes, the one that I'm looking at right now. They look like little emojis. Like they just have
Yeah.
I love them. Okay, cool.
And as you kind of walk into like the main, there's the main
So
chamber.
you know how when you go on Google Images and it has like all of those tags like on Pinterest now?
Yeah.
Literally one of them is kawaii.
Oh no.
Spider senpai.
Still not into it. Definitely nope.
Yeah.
You see lots of like buckets of some sort of liquid and all these.
As we go in, I'm gonna be like to Peter and Starla, I'm just be like, just be careful not to get stuck in the web. Maybe
You've
just
not-
hang out.
You've
Sorry?
not seen any web. There's no web in here. Like as you're going down, you don't see any webs. And when you get into the main chamber,
She still would have said that. She's just
Yeah.
like, be careful, spiders have webs. You need to hang out in my jar. You totally can.
like I said, once you get into the main room, there's like these tubs of liquid, and there's these very fine silks kind of in them, pulled out of them, drying, soaking in what you assume to be dyes in the firefly light. And you see a spider on the ceiling, currently like washing some silk in some dyes.
Oh,
What
hello.
can I do for you?
Well, I've never met a talking spider before.
I get that all the time. She kind of climbs down.
And I just, I don't know how to say this to you without being offensive. I usually herd insects and spiders and stuff because they don't talk where I'm from. I'm just very interested in I know you're not technically an insect, but I'm very interested in arachnid. I don't have much arachnid experience, but I've never met bees that talk either. They don't talk where I'm from either. And so I just wanted to know for science.
Science, yes.
Sorry, I'm probably saying very rude things to you right now.
Not so much rude. I live with bees, dear. But some are not quite as as understanding as you would think.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Worry not.
This is very interesting.
She kind of like climbs over to you and kind of like picks up your arms a little bit and is like, are your companions about the same size as you?
Lace is much bigger than me.
Bigger, like taller, wider?
Like wider.
Okay.
I think she's also shorter.
And shorter.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yes, of course. She's like measuring you at this point, but with like she uses just her hand. Maybe she like there's like a piece of silk that she kind of like uses as a tape measure.
They think everybody here thinks I'm a guard and I need a cloak and all that. Like a guard cloak. I'm not a mouse guard. I'm not a guard mouse. I'm just a mouse.
I always thought I didn't know those two words were indistinguishable.
Yeah, I'm noticing that here. Where I'm from, there are lots of mice. And some mice are part of something called the Mouse Guard. But some mice are just normal, do other things, like the bees. Not all of the bees work in the hives, right? Not all of them do the stuff with the flowers. Some of them sell things, and some of them are a chair.
I think she actually cracks up at this point. You just hear like, oh, of course, dear. No, we can't assume that everyone is the same in every business. I know most of my kind aren't so artistically inclined, let's say.
Yes, I've never seen a spider dye their silks before.
Well, when there's demand, someone needs to make the banners.
The banners?
You would have seen a couple like banners in like the Citadel and stuff, like, and on the walls.
Yeah. Anyway, I know they want to give us all cloaks because they think we're guard mice, but I wouldn't feel comfortable wearing them. Wearing a mouse guard cloak.
What would you feel? And she actually like stops measuring you and kind of crawls in front of you. Her face is very close to yours. What would you feel comfortable wearing? Because this order has already been made, and I can't just not make you anything.
I don't know. I have my shirt. I have my flowers.
Maybe a scarf or a dress.
Oh, I'm not really. Maybe a. I don't know.
A nice
maybe-
pair of shoes.
What? What are those?
No shoes then.
I just don't think mice have
I've
shoes.
never seen a mouse wear a shoe. You're right. Not in the world of Mouse Guard.
I like to imagine that. I like the idea that other creatures do wear shoes. Though.
Mhm.
My mother lived in a boot for many years, so
don't
Always
know
had a fondness for boots.
I
I don't know.
I keep on trying to push the idea. I believe it would work perfectly for a foot, but no one seems to want to wear them except for I did meet a hamster who wore it on his head.
I saw that hamster.
Ah, doing well then.
Yes. Yes. I don't know. Maybe a scarf or something, or a bag. I don't know. I'm not a guard mouse, and I don't.
I have a question for you. Does a cloak really make you a guard mouse?
I mean,
Symbolically, sure, but is it an actual badge of office? Does simply wearing a cloak make you something you're not?
well, I know that you earn your cloak in the Mouse Guard.
And this is simply being given to you.
Yeah.
So is it a mouse guard cloak, or is it just a cloak that's made of the finest silks? I'll have you know that they're all waterproof.
Oh, that's really good. You've seen the cloaks in the that the other mouse have.
Those trashy things, yes. She goes back to, like, doing the things that she was doing before.
Why don't can you make me a cloak that looks as unlike those cloaks as possible, as mouse guard
You can
as I
see her
can?
mandibles smile. And she just kind of like, so you wish to look fabulous. That I can do.
Okay. What do you know about the rats?
We're getting into check territory now.
Yeah, I know, because I need to spend a check.
Yes.
It was on purpose.
Yeah. What do you think would apply here? How are you trying to get information out of this spider?
Okay, so here's my other potential idea.
Mhm.
Is either I spend a check trying to persuade the spider, or trying to get information out of the spider, or I do some kind of beginner's luck lore mouse check to learn about spider nature to see if I want to take it.
So you can actually,
Because last time,
Yeah.
unless you're changing the rules, last time you
No.
said I can't know the nature.
right.
Or-
Yeah, you could do either of those things. You could either learn some information about potentially the Rat King, or his territory, or
Because toad nature is so good.
Well, but is it really? Is it really
It
that
is,
good?
though. It is. It's
But-
insect hunt. It's insect hunting, camouflaging, and hopping.
But you could have, like, climbing on stuff and being creepy. And then both of your magic natures would be bugs.
It's true. It's true.
Double bug.
I'm just
Double
saying.
bug.
So
I
much
could
fun.
be a spider mouse.
You could!
Spider mouse.
Spider mouse. For
okay.
new people in chat who might not be aware, we have
Yes,
a small
hello,
house
welcome.
rule in this game, where there's a skill that's basically magic, but it's a very particular type of magic that Ethan came up with, that is like tied into nature, not just like the natural world, but the nature of creatures, and
The
Tulip.
stat nature.
Tulip
Yeah.
having Wild One, which gives her this magic, is able to take on aspects, so nature of other creatures that she encounters. So that's why we're talking about her possibly. But she can only have at the moment 2 creature natures stored, and currently she has Firefly and Toad.
I would love to be a bottlenose dolphin. I have not met one yet. Unfortunately, I have to meet them. But that would be very cool.
I think a mouse meeting a bottle-nosed dolphin would be terrifying.
Something has gone wrong.
Yeah, in one way or the other, that
That would be like a battleship.
yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be huge.
I mean, Doggo was pretty big too, right? So we met Doggo. It's
Mhm.
really funny reading the rule book and reading about moose and like
Can't do anything about a moose. Just can't. There's nothing you can do as a mouse to moose.
yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna take spider nature because as much as insect hunting is very useful for Tulip, like in life, I
Mhm.
feel like spider nature is more useful right now, and we got to do that.
So, interestingly enough, a lot of there's just some overlap between Toad and Spider.
Yes,
Insect
is
hunting.
one of them insect hunting?
No, it's just straight up hunting.
Ooh.
So you have producing silk, hunting, jumping, and trapping.
How would I just produce?
Don't think about it too hard. Just don't think about it.
How did you produce light?
It comes out of your wrist like a literal, like actual Spider-Man.
Oh my god.
You might just actually vomit it. I'm
No,
sorry.
no, it's the rest. This is my channel, Ethan.
Okay, all right. Can you put that in the thing where we have all the natures collected?
Oh, do I? Okay, I do. I
Yeah,
forgot.
there's a handout. It's under characters.
And I will mention this is specifically a jumping.
Jumping
Uh,
spider. Okay.
This is jumping spider nature. Where did I put that?
Wild Natures. It's right under Tulip.
Yeah, it's right under.
I just have my Roll20 window so tiny
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
so I can
You-
see everything because I
You
only
have
have
The
one
million
monitor.
monitors.
The multiple windows on one monitor is such a struggle.
It's a way of life, but not for me. I mean, to be fair, I do have multiple windows on this monitor because I have both OBS and chat, but chat doesn't have to be too big for me to see what y'all are talking about.
So you
Have-
currently have jumping spider, which I'm going to bold, and firefly.
Yay.
Hell yeah.
Hooray. I feel like this is useful. I feel like this was a good.
Lauren,
A good take.
you still have a check.
I know, no. So now,
Mhm.
now, I'm gonna, now I'm gonna spend the check, and I'm going to. I mean, can I use Insectress somehow to convince it because I like understand bugs, or That feels like a stretch.
Yeah.
You could just
In
do
this case,
Persuader.
no.
Let's just
Okay.
do Persuader.
What do we got to do?
So, okay, what do I want? Yeah. So I will. Am I just persuading the spider? I'm persuading the spider to tell me about the Rat King.
Is that what you're asking?
I just asked, what do you know about the Rat King
Okay.
so far?
Yeah.
And then
Give
you were
me
make a check.
a Persuader 2.
Okay.
Because
You got this, I believe.
you feel like she doesn't want to.
Okay. I'm going to use fearful for myself. Because she's going to be like, everybody thinks that we're supposed to go and take care of the Rat King and free the people, and there's a big window of me in the palace, and they think I'm going to lead everybody to freedom, and I've never even seen a rat. I don't even know what a rat is, and I want as much information as you can as I can get before I do something that sounds dangerous. So what else?
You want to
can I
tax
do?
your nature? It's fun.
No, I'm not going to tax my nature. Because I don't need to, but I will spend a persona point to give myself another +1. So that is 4 dice. I did it. Okay. I thought I accidentally typed 45. But
You're good.
I guess I pressed backspace fast enough.
Kind of want to ask you what you want to know about him, but
I don't know, like,
yeah, exactly. That's why I think it's better if I just tell you something.
yeah.
Us spiders used to be part of his club. The nation, if you will. Or I don't really understand what he called it. There were a bunch of sleazy, flea-bitten backstabbers, so as far as I can tell. We were all kicked out. All of us. Forced to find other refuge in the garden. I was bitter enough that I joined the bees. They seem to appreciate my arts. More than the hamsters.
Hamsters are weird.
I agree. Good work ethic, though. But
Yeah.
you wish to know about the Rat King specifically?
Well, I mean, I've never seen a rat, and everybody just says don't go in the house, and now they're telling me to go in the house, and the Rat King controls the Shadow Beast, and
Controls more than that. I would tell you this. 2 things. 1, he deals more in knowledge than anything else. He is very wise for someone so devious. Not only can he keep it, he can literally keep it. He can take knowledge. So keep yours safe. Don't tell him anything. Don't tell him anything about yourself. Second, assume that he's never alone. Ever.
why? What do you mean?
I don't
Like-
think you'd believe me if I told you.
Look, Spider, I can fly now.
That's very curious. You don't have wings.
No, and I glow, and a toad talked to me, and I flew,
Walton,
and I've done it before. And can I, like, without spending my check, like, glow a little bit?
I think so, yeah. It was just for flavor.
Like,
She kind of winces at the light.
sorry, but I might believe you.
I would keep that light inside of you. He can control his own shadow.
He
They are-
controls the shadow.
More than anything else. They are living, breathing things. So keep an eye out and watch your light.
Like,
Shadows
Like-
can only exist where there is light.
like the fireflies or the magic.
The second.
Okay.
I assume it makes quite a bright light.
I mean, as about as much light as a firefly, but a big one because I'm bigger than.
About as much as a mouse-sized firefly, which is a fucking lot.
Basically a light bulb.
Bing!
I mean, I'm bigger than Peter and Starla.
I'll have. Did you have to decide on the cloak? Oh, we did. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said,
Yeah.
She said she was going to make something fabulous.
Something fabulous and as not mouse guardy as possible.
I mean, it's gonna be made of silk, so.
I love it.
Runway tulip.
But my friends, the other ones, they really like the mouse guard.
Of course they are.
And so you should make their cloaks better than the ones in there because of course they're going to be better because they're not made of silk and they're not 100 years old. But you should make them look as mouse guardy as possible for my friends.
I think I can take the challenge.
Thank you, Spider Mix Sephora.
Of course. I'll see you again.
Yeah. Okay. Bye.
She goes back to work.
She's just gonna go and just like the spider. She's actually, as she's leaves, she's gonna look at Peter and Starla and be like, all the other bugs talk. Why don't you talk?
They just twinkle.
I mean, I guess I kind of talked to them last night, but that's just how we're ending the scene. That's like fade to the next, cut to the next scene.
We now enter the GM phase.
Ah! Hi, Joe kids.
So, there's a din in town as you guys are all kind of like collecting back onto the streets, right? Because you got Tulip coming out from Sephora's cave, the Silk Cave. You have Lake coming from the Citadel with her new knowledge, and you have Clara coming up from the blacksmith with her gear. And something has created a literal buzz in town. You can feel like an energy, right? And
when you say a buzz, do you mean the bees?
Yes.
Anyway,
You knew this was gonna happen when you put Ethan on this channel.
Did I?
and one of the like night bees kind of comes up to you. You threw the mouse, right? Mice?
Yeah.
Mice you?
Yes?
You guys have gathered and before you could talk to each other. Not sure if I should tell you this. There's a rat at the door looking for you.
Right. Of course there is.
I can't already.
I can lead you up to the battlements. They are demanding to talk to you.
Well, we might as well take a look at what's going on. Maybe we can just hide and take a look without talking to them.
No. We need to show a strong face. They're
We
checking
don't
us
even
out.
know what a rat is.
Well, they also don't know what we are, and they're coming to check up on us.
Well, they know what a mouse is.
But they don't know about us.
They do, though.
Well, they
They're
don't
asking
know.
to see us.
Well, but they don't. Just because they've seen us doesn't mean they know us.
Well, can we just go to the battlements and take a look first,
Oh, yeah,
and
definitely.
then go talk to them?
I think we can
I'm-
even talk to them from the battlements, can we?
Yes.
I think
That's
that
a-
would be best.
Mm-hmm.
But we should at least give them a chance to talk.
I found out a lot.
Good. Just try not to talk about it too much. We don't want to give anything away. But later.
As you guys heading up the battlements, one of the bees hands over a light sword to her.
Oh, Tulip. Well, you said something about a hook and line, so I talked to the blacksmith and here.
All right, this has been the question that has been bothering me
Mhm.
since this happened. Can I wear my jar backpack and my stolen thread backpack?
I mean, the thread
Yeah.
backpack can be a lower back thing, right?
It actually sits up higher.
Like a bedroll.
Okay, like a
Perfect.
bedroll. Perfect.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Sweet. All right.
You can retie your jar so it sits within the frame of the backpack. Of the
Oh,
thread
yes,
backpack.
yes.
Oh, hell
Because
yeah.
I just kind of made it.
Yeah.
It's probably their backpack is probably nicer because mine was just rope.
I'm gonna tell you right now, the weight distribution is perfect.
Amazing.
Hell yeah.
It's also made of matchsticks.
Nice.
I love
With the
it.
heads broke off.
All right,
Okay.
I'll heft the axe onto my shoulder.
I have the sword.
As you kind of climb up the battlements, you can hear this this creature shouting over the wall. We demand the presence of the mice, for they have been foretold. Bring them to us.
Been
Why
We
does
must
foretold.
speak with them.
We're being foretold.
Why do they sound awful?
Probably because they foretold some mice, and here we are.
It is all right. They have not paid their taxes. They have not
Oh.
paid their dues.
I look worriedly at Late and Tulip. We don't have any money.
That's okay. We're not going to pay their unjust taxes.
Right.
Are they trying to get in at all or hurt the bees or anything?
So when you get to the battlements and look over, because I assume you take a peek,
Yeah.
Like
you
a
see
lean.
you see a long, skinny, pointy mouse, much bigger than you, probably 3 times bigger than you. But thin.
Half of a weasel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but very thin, sleek but greasy, holding, I forget what they're called, but it's a big pole with a big page on it.
Oh, yeah, like a sign?
Basically like a sign, but it's currently holding it. All creatures who enter the garden must pay their dues to the king.
Is Goodwin here?
Goodwin can be here, yes.
Yeah, I'll beckon Goodwin over. Are all rats like this?
Some of them are bigger.
Right.
They're
Perfect.
really big.
They are.
Yeah.
What do they usually want for taxes?
Food, labor. If they don't think you have anything, they put you to work.
Oh, great.
How long if we just ignore him? Will he go away?
If he goes away, then they will lay siege on the town.
I take the axe down off my shoulder, lean it up against the battlement. Who gave the Rat King permission to take from others? Who gave him the right?
You can't open with that.
Shh. Shh, tell him.
The rat who was pacing kind of back and forth, just shouting into the air, quickly snaps and looks at you directly. You can see his nose like flop into physics.
Yeah. I think
This is
she's like leaning over the wall and like staring him down resolutely, but to people standing next to her, you can see her hand is shaking.
I walk forward and stand next to Clara just to give as like a way to send a message of like I clearly am peering over the edge of the battlements, and I have both my hands resting on top of the, I guess, pommel is what it's called, of the sword.
Tulip won't go up, like won't look up, but she'll like from like her back against the battlement, she'll like grab Clara's hand and like squeeze it for strength.
Ah, there you are! You dastardly mice sneaking into our territory.
It looks like your eyes
work.
work.
Ah, indeed they do, child.
I've been told that your Rat King is in charge of the Shadow Beast.
That he is.
The
And
Shadow
it is-
Beast brought us here. We didn't come here of our own volition. So what you're telling us is that anyone who's chased here by your Rat King is bullied into handing things over?
Ah, that would explain quite a lot. You will come with me now.
Well, I'm afraid we've got some business to see to.
No business is more important than the Rat King's business.
Plenty of business is more important than bullies.
Kind of makes sense.
If your Rat King isn't a bully, and instead is honourable, then I'm sure he'll understand. And if he has any further word to send to us, he'll send it.
If the Rat King sends his own word, it will be with catapult.
It sounds like your Rat King is a coward then, if he doesn't have the strength to stand by his own words on his own 2 feet.
We have no business with cowards. I'll step away from the battlement.
Don't sit.
I just stared down, like, all just hellfire in my little mouse eyes.
I will give you one more chance. Come
was
with
never-
me.
There was
Of
never
your own
any
volition?
chances.
Tulip is gonna pop up and say, "Can you just give us a minute, like just some time to finish what we're doing here, and then we'll come, or I'll come. I don't know about them."
Clara stops on the steps.
Give me a persuasion check for being given some time.
I would like to help.
Somebody gonna help me?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I would like to help. Can I help with a trait, or do I have to help with a skill?
You have to help with a skill.
Shit.
I can't use Persuader, right?
Nope.
I have Order.
You could help with order by like giving me. No, I don't know if you. Well,
Late's been like giving a speech this whole time,
Yeah.
so I think she's sort of set the stage for you.
I've also got Militarist.
That's actually leading armies.
Okay, so never mind.
Of course you have that.
That might become relevant sooner than later.
yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
we have a bee army now.
I've also got my Legends of the Guard Wives. Is that something I can
Yeah,
help
you can
with?
help with the wives
Right.
if you can make it a legend of the guard.
Can I help with Will? Because this.
No.
Okay. Fuck. I mean, I don't
So,
think
I mean,
I don't think any of my
Persuade-
skills are
yeah.
super. Because
Social
I have Persuader.
Mhm.
have
That's the wrong button.
healer, but I don't think that really applies here.
Yeah.
You
Persuader
just gotta
usually.
make it sound cool. Is the rules in the book
Yeah.
For persuading or
help.
for helping.
for help?
help.
You just have to use a skill and like
Make it
sell it
make
in
sense.
a way
Can
that we think is cool.
So what I want to say with healer, hear me out, is that Clara's sort of like personality, and her friendship with Tulip lets her know what Tulip needs in this moment, and she will give her that support.
I like that.
I'll accept that.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That was some good bullshitting, Dylan. I got
I'm
to
good at mouse guard.
The real trick of being good at mouse guard is learning how to use all your skills for help.
Yep.
So yeah, I do want to help. And I think in this moment, my Legends of the Guard wise,
Like,
Makes
do you
him
want to sprout some guard knowledge, drop some sick mousy tales?
well, just knowing what I know from what I've read, my knowledge of the Guard,
Comport
I'm going
yourself
to-
like a
yeah, just to
intimidating mouse
exert,
guard.
yeah, just to exert like an extra bit of authority, and maybe say some stuff that would convince or help to back up Tulip's request of like, we're the mouse guard and this is how we operate, and like it or leave it, home skillet.
Okay. So you're going to sprout some, like, actual, like, this is how the mouse guard works. This is
Yeah.
what we do.
Mhm, yeah, it's not just like
Okay.
myth and story. It's like, no, this is our jam, and put that on your toast and eat it.
I love these.
All right.
Okay.
Did you
All right.
roll? No, that's a previous roll.
Yeah, that was my previous roll. Okay, so Persuader 2.
So I'm going to say this is a bit weird. If you get 2, it will be one thing. If you get 3, it will be another thing.
Okay, so it's Persuader 2
Oh,
plus
God.
2 helps. So that's 4. I'm gonna earn myself a check by using fearful against myself because I'm very afraid
Mhm.
right now. I'm the most afraid.
Mm.
But I got some persona, so I will also use a persona.
Balance that out.
Balance it out. So I got 4 dice.
Give us your energy, chat.
Do. Wow!
Holy
Wow!
shit.
Do you have
You are the
a
scaredest mouse.
wise that would help you here?
Nope, I am star wise. Is it nighttime?
Yeah. Nope.
Cool.
So
Oh,
you
fuck.
went from hiding to like trying to stand up and say all these things, right?
Yeah.
And you're trying to come up with like this very logical argument. I'm not sure if you just don't say it very loud, right? Because
Yeah.
you're afraid.
Voice
You know-
cracks.
Yeah. And he doesn't even let you finish your speech, and just starts laughing.
Oh my god.
Oh, you will rue this day, mice. We will come back, and you will have no option. And kind of like does that turn thing, and his tail whips around, and just starts walking off. By the way, walking on 2 feet, not all 4.
Mm-hmm.
An important note with his banner thing,
Yeah.
and then turns around again. Tell your bees that they better give you up, or
they will also perish. Ha 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 ha. And he turns back around and starts walking away, laughing, but kind of wheezing at the same time.
You see Late just gets absolutely incensed at this scene, and she is looking frantically, just like in like a moment of like raged passion, looking for like some kind of debris up there in the battlements that she can chuck at this rat as he walks away.
I'm really sorry. I was trying to help, but I said the wrong thing, and I'm really
You did
sorry.
fine.
And
You did.
we should go. They're gonna hurt the bees. We can't let them hurt the bees. We have to go.
Tulip. Calm down. It'll be fine.
No, he's gonna hurt the bees. And
He's not. We're not gonna give him the chance. I think there's a bit of a worried look. You have a thing?
I'm going to give you guys two options.
Okay.
Do you wish to stand and fight? Flee.
I think we should go to a break.
Okay.
So
option 3.
we're going to step away for a little bit, refill on water, that kind of stuff, and when we come back, we will find out whether these 3 brave mice will stand and fight, or if they will flee. See you soon.
2 brave mice. 1 not brave.
One less brave mouse.
Woo!
Indeed. Hello. Welcome back. We have conferred with each other, and we have arrived at the walls of the bee town because there was a rat asking for us. We spoke with them, confronted them, and they gave us an ultimatum. Said that they were going back to get the Rat King and his armies. When they returned, the bees better turn us over, or there would be war. So, standing on the battlements, that's where we are still, right, Ethan?
Correct. Wind blowing in your hair. All that good stuff.
We should. Good one. Have the rats threatened you like this before?
Truth be told, sir, I don't know what a catapult is.
But they've come with their armies and all that.
They've tried ladders. We've come up with solutions for that. Molten honey is quite an insidious thing.
I'm just going to be horrified at something so good being turned into something so evil for a moment.
Late's face pricks up.
Do we know what a catapult is?
I think the
More than
mice
late.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if you heard that. I'm assuming you
If we did.
did.
Yeah.
Score!
I assume someone's watching baseball.
A
So-
catapult is a thing. Tulip will just explain what a catapult is to Goodwin.
How long has it taken you? How long has it taken them typically to come back?
They might be back by evening.
But trying to attack at night when they can't see what they're hitting will be hard.
Yeah, but with a catapult, they don't really need to get close or aim well. They just need to
I
aim
don't-
in the general direction.
Truth
I
be
don't-
told, the rats are more dangerous in the dark.
I don't think that they care what they're hitting, just that they're hitting.
Right? I
I
agree.
think we should leave.
I agree. I don't want to leave because I think we could really stand a chance, but I also don't want to put an entire kingdom of bees at risk over us.
I think we should find a way in while they're all not at
I
home.
mean, We could just walk in with them.
I think that puts us in a lot of danger.
We're in a lot of danger no matter what.
But at least we can control this danger. If we give ourselves over to the rats, then we're in their hands.
Well,
What did? Hold on a second. Here's what I found out, and then blah, and then there's the stuff about the dog. It knows its name. It has a secret vault. It can't bring its shadow into the vault for some reason.
Tulip will be like, yeah, it controls its shadow. Also, it takes things, knowledge from people. You're not supposed to. The spider told me not to tell anything.
Then if we go with the rats, then we're gonna have to talk to him, and who knows
What
if
do
we
you
can
mean?
get in
But-
without him knowing.
Yeah, but if we use the bees as a distraction, the bees are going to get hurt.
I have an idea. What if we go ahead and leave, but we advise the bees to light their city up? If the rats are more dangerous at night, and maybe we can provide some safety to the kingdom if they just light themselves up.
Peter and Starla.
They blinking it out.
Can you, if we do that, could you get your friends to come hang out here?
They kind of weave up and down and then glitter off to the sky.
Perfect. All we need to do is find a way in and find this vault. Get the creature's name. And Pat's your uncle.
In order for this plan to succeed, you will need to convince the bees something. Because when you go to the bees to tell them your plan, many of the knights are like, no, we can't do that. We can't let you wander off by yourselves. You can't just give in to them.
We won't. This is how we can fight them.
You can't fight. You can fight them head on by yourselves.
No. They'll think we're here. They'll think they're grabbing us. But meanwhile, all the things they really want, all the things they value, all the things they try to protect, will be undefended.
Give me that persuasion check.
So, wait. Okay, hold on. I know you already called for the roll, but here's something I've been sitting on because I want to try and do it against
Okay.
my better judgment. If the bees are looking for something, Blade's going to step forward and offer to stay so she can rally the forces and help guide them to better defend their walls.
Wants to make that militarist check.
Yeah.
I mean, my militarist is only 2, but that's not necessarily why I'm doing it.
No, I know, but like it's like a good, like that's what.
So-
Libby could.
Here's some options. If you want to split the party like that, I will let you.
Yeah, I know that's why I was hesitant to suggest it because I know that's huge.
But alternatively, that is how you help this argument,
That's what I was thinking.
right?
Like if
you still go with them, but you offer this advice on, you guys can do it if you do these things. I was
this
already
is what a catapult is. This is how you deal with it.
I had already in my head assumed that Lauren was assisting with Insectrist
Yeah.
by asking the bugs to help as well.
Mm.
fireflies.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah. I like that better because I
Those
also
two
don't
things-
want to split the party.
those two things will also, because I'm going to end up rolling this off screen.
Mhm.
Oh my god.
Those
Side
two
stuff.
things will provide help to the bees in the future.
Okay.
So, if the persuasion works,
So can I help with the persuasion?
Militarist, it would be, I
With-
guess.
yeah,
Yeah.
where you're
You're helping me persuade them by saying, look at
There's
all
a
my
plan.
military knowledge. I will help you with this plan.
Mhm.
yeah.
Okay, and then if this succeeds, you'll roll that forward to help the bees.
Yes.
Okay, I gotcha.
I'm going to do something that's wildly out of character and tax my nature.
Okay. You do need an ob 3.
Yeah, so I'm taxing
To
my nature.
convince
That
the
sounds
bees.
important, honestly. This is
Important.
probably the most important role in the game. So I have a persuader of 2. I have 2 help. I'm taxing my nature for an extra 4, so that brings me to 8. Can I... Trying to think if I can use a trait here.
Or against yourself.
Or against myself, right? Because we're in GM phase. Shit. I
Yep.
need to earn checks too. Fuck.
Mm.
Ah. Okay, I'm gonna give myself -1. Earn a check.
Mhm.
Oh, man.
That brings me to 7.
How you, you
I
have
want
say
to
how
do
you're
that.
earning it.
I want to do that with natural bearings.
How?
Because my natural mouse state is not this. Natural mouse state is not.
Natural bearings is literally you know where you are.
Oh right, damn it. Okay.
What are your traits?
I'm gonna use generous against myself. Because Clara knows that she's using the bees right now.
Oh. So you're acting against it almost.
Yeah, because normally she wouldn't be doing this. She'd be like,
Mhm.
no, we like need to give ourselves over, or we need to keep them safe. But she's explicitly knowing that they could get hurt. She's using them as a distraction.
Okay. We'll have to talk about something later, but okay. I'll let you
Okay.
do that.
So that brings me to 6. Cool.
There's gonna be some off-screen shenaniganry between episodes 4 and 5.
Cool.
I'm scared.
6d4 greater than 4. Please roll 6s. Please. That's d4s.
You rolled 64.
Sorry.
No, damn.
Hold your excitement.
Damn it. Wait, what's the ops? Do we know?
No 6s to explode.
No.
Can you reroll a failure? Right? Isn't that how that works?
If you have a wise, that fits, but my wise is herb wise, which is useless wise.
Can other people give wises? to
No.
help? No. Okay.
I think wise is so far my least favorite mechanic in Mouse
It's
Guard.
not-
Because when you pick it at the beginning, you're like, yeah, and then unless you get into the hyper specific situation that's
Yeah.
called for, it just feels bad to have a thing that you don't get to use.
Yeah. Served me pretty well so far.
Um,
Though I
Well,
haven't been able to
great.
use traps yet. So, anyways.
so I'm gonna give you guys a choice.
Mm-hmm.
The bees aren't going to let you leave,
Mm.
Okay.
but you can leave. You can sneak out of town, being less prepared than you would if you had their support, or you can stay.
God damn it.
Let's fucking sneak a clock, bitches. Let's get out of here. Let's blow this popsicle stand.
Okay.
I hate it.
Oh no, did we lose?
I think so. I was looking
Yeah,
at
it was
Lauren's
Lauren.
face like, did she
Yeah.
freeze or is she just sitting real still right now?
Oh no. What a time for that to happen.
For real.
While we wait for
It
her
could
internet
be
to stop doing a thing, have I talked to you about Twitch Prime recently?
Twitch Prime subs specifically?
Twitch Prime is a
No,
is a
Dylan, what? Yeah,
beautiful
what is
thing.
that?
Yeah,
I've
so
never
Twitch
heard of
Prime. If you have you heard of Amazon Prime?
No, what's Amazon Prime?
Well, it's this thing where you give Amazon more money than you really should. But if you
Okay, you're
if
right.
you're
I
already
have heard
doing
of
that,
Right.
if you're
Mhm.
already doing that, then you qualify for this amazing thing on Twitch, where if you attach your Amazon account to your Twitch account, you get a bunch of like free in-game loot, which is cool. They've been doing like a lot of games for free. Oh no.
Lost the camp video finally.
Yeah, I'm gonna fix that while I talk about Twitch Prime. You get like free games sometimes, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, and it lets
But-
you subscribe to other channels, right?
Yeah, it gives you one
For
free
free,
subscription every
Which is
month.
amazing.
And the super amazing thing about it is that the streamer, if you support them with a Twitch Prime subscription, gets exactly as much as they would normally. Just as if you'd paid all that money for a subscription. And you get all of the bonuses, like a subscriber badge in chat and emotes. Isn't that amazing?
It is so amazing
Yeah.
that people should definitely do that if they're not already. And they should support the channels that stream the content that they like.
Yeah. All right, that's all my shilling. That's my shilling for the week.
Thanks, Amazon, for giving free subscriptions to a company you own. How gracious.
I mean,
Of
I
our
think
corporate overlords.
I think honestly, it's a thing where like Amazon itself has a huge user base, and Twitch has a pretty big user base, but certainly smaller than Amazon. And so I imagine it was more of a we want to give our standard Amazon users a reason to go check out Twitch.
Oh, sure, totally.
But I'm glad that the program is a thing that continues going and wasn't just like, okay, now that we converted all of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pay with your real dollars.
Yeah. Hello, Lauren.
Hi, I'm back.
Welcome back. All right.
And Lauren appears.
Let me fix the cameras again. One sec.
Sorry.
And fix.
Not your fault.
Yeah. it's
My-
all good.
My wireless adapter, like,
Blap.
yeah, it refused to adapt.
I'm painfully familiar with that sensation.
All right.
They
So, where we left off is you have a choice between sneaking out and being less prepared or staying, because the bees do not want you to leave, and you have not persuaded them otherwise. They're being very, very like sincere that no, you need to stay.
Oh, did we fail the roll?
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure did.
All right.
Yep. Big time.
I'm sorry. Oh wow.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Oh wow, that's a failed roll. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bad stuff.
Yeah.
Yep. I earned a check
You-
though.
Your
Hashtag
64. Your 64 check was
64
pretty
did-
good.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, if we just taken that and been like, well, my highest was a 4, but we're just
I
gonna
almost
leave
did.
it there.
I was about to take it, and then you decided to reroll. So
I felt like that was unfair. So
it is.
here we are. Here we are.
Yeah, I'm
So we're
torn
like
on
we're
this.
ushered back to our mouse home then.
You would be, yes.
If we were staying.
Yeah.
So I'm just
Well, I
'cause,
mean,
like,
and
if,
then
if we
you
want
can
to talk
sneak
about
out
this, if we want to talk about this in character, it needs to not happen while we're surrounded by bees on the
Right.
top of the wall. Because otherwise we'd be like, yeah, we're gonna stay.
True, because I mean,
Definitely.
Yeah.
effectively
okay.
they've said we don't want you to stay, and we don't have a choice in the matter. So it's like, okay, then see ya later.
They're basically their viewpoint on this is that you are something that needs to be protected. That your
right. So it's,
your point in this is too important that we can't just give you away.
Okay, so back in Mouse Home.
Mm-hmm.
hmm Your cloaks are there. They're actually bundled on the table with like little
Oh.
strings.
Okay, I think the moment the door closes, Clara starts talking. We need to find a way out of here.
What? I mean, are you sure?
This is our biggest opportunity.
I just slowly open up our package of clothes.
There are 3 cloaks. You can choose their colors.
I'm gonna take a blue cloak.
It's got a nice little fastener that's indicative of like mouse guard knotwork design made out of wood.
What a cloak for Clara look like? She already has a cloak.
She already has a cloak. Does she want to keep her old one?
That's the question, right?
I mean, what was Regan's cloak?
Yeah. I think it's a red cloak. But I think we can know that for like seeing it in the set dressing. But Clara's not going to go look at it yet.
Okay.
Oh God, this is my least favorite part of Mouse Guard.
Picking we can pick those later. You got some time.
I want to know, but I want to know specifically how my cloak is different.
I think it's got extra things going on. Like it's got
pockets.
It could have pockets. It has like I think almost like triangle. I'm trying to think like it's got more of a design to it, right? It's not a flat color. It's like in my head it's almost more like a what are those called?
Poncho?
Almost.
Does it have like armholes?
Like a cape?
I mean, you could just have it be a poncho.
No, I mean,
No, there's like a specific pattern that I have in my head, but you guys keep talking.
Okay.
Okay.
If we stay, we might win. But besides light, none of us have any use looking over a battlefield. I think
I don't want the bees to get hurt because of us.
the bees will get hurt if we stay. They're not going to hand us over. They'll get hurt more. If we stay here and they keep fighting until they lose, think of how many bees will get hurt. But if we can go, if we can win before the battle is over, maybe we can stop it.
Yeah, you're right. That's what I mean. I don't want the bees to get hurt, and maybe keeping us here will get the bees hurt. But if we go, we can't keep them safe.
I think it's the only way we can. We can get this creature's name. We can tell it what to do. Maybe... Well... It's pretty big. The rats are big, but not that big.
I mean, they said that some of them were bigger than that. I mean, they wouldn't send their biggest rat just to be a messenger, would they?
Probably not.
Question for Ethan. If I wanted to make a trap, could I do that? And if so, how does that work?
That would have to be done during the player
Player
phase,
Okay,
which you guys are currently not in.
right. So it would just be a check, though?
Typically, yeah.
Okay.
Do you stay? Do you go?
I think we need to go. I just... This is something that I need to do.
Why?
Because I can't do nothing. Because I can't just be here forever. I can't just stand and let this person who's earned nothing and taken everything keep doing it. 'Cause it's just not who I am.
I know.
But
I'm...
I can't go in there on my own. I can't walk away with the two of you here. You're right, Tulip. I can do a lot. I can't do everything. And most of what I can do... I look at Late and back to Tulip. I can do because I know if it doesn't work out, I've got you.
I'm sitting at the table. I have the cloak draped over the chair behind me, and I've got my Legends of Mouseguard book in front of me, and open to, like, you know, like how books have like those first couple sheets where there's like just nothing on them.
Mm-hmm.
I have it open to that. I have some kind of writing utensil in my hand, and I take a deep breath. I don't really know what to do here, but what I do know is no matter what, we need a plan. So if we're leaving, the rats will come for the bees anyways because they think we'll be here.
Right.
So we need a way for the rats to realize that we're not here. But the rats could still attack if they want to discourage the bees from any acts of future rebellion. That's a risk we take if we leave, no matter what. If we sneak out, we need to have a plan of what we're doing and where we're going and how we're going to do it. So, we don't have a lot of time. Let's get started. And I am just standing there, like, at the ready, like, just spewing out all the stuff that I know and, you know, making I'm being super vague right now just because of time, but making like suggestions of like ways for us to gain access to the house, or ways to let the rats know that we're not at the Bee Kingdom, but for the bees not to know. Yeah.
You just leave a sign on the door on the outside.
I don't want to do that because then the bees will know we're not there as well. So the idea is to not alert the bees to our departure.
Dylan thinks
Uh-huh.
this is a great place for us to end our episode, and we can figure out our plan in the intervening week, and then when we come back, we'll have that figured out at the beginning of the session. How does that sound to y'all?
Sounds good.
That's
Oh
good.
my
We want
God.
to do bigs.
I need to write one thing down.
Oh, Jesus, Lord, have mercy.
Y'all got some conditions.
We do?
Oh no! What?
Oh yeah, because we failed a roll.
But we failed the roll, so that means we get either
My condition is I'm healthy.
or a twist, right?
Technically, you're still doing the thing you want to do.
The thing No, the thing we wanted was to be let out, and you explicitly said we didn't get what we wanted from the roll.
You're still leaving. So guess what?
Okay.
GM Fiat!
Alright. Alright.
He has not given us conditions in like 3 sessions.
Yeah, it's fine. I just don't like him.
Mhm.
Okay. Do we want to do bigs? Close
Let's do that super quick. Super quick.
Or are you
Okay.
just gonna give us our condition? Are you just gonna like?
I don't know what condition it is yet because I don't know the plan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll start us out. The mouse guard are just the mice that guard. I feel I embodied that today. That was...
Mhm. I think so. During the conversation with Tulip.
Yeah, we had a whole big fight about it.
Yeah.
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 Well, Clara's like, "What's the big freaking deal, man? I'm doing literally what the name of the job is."
Yeah.
We're just gonna do all 3 for each character real quick.
Yeah. Okay. My goal was to support a friend. We had a fight early, but I tried to be supportive at the wall, and at the end,
You got that hook thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think you get that.
Mm-hmm.
And then my instinct is I always explore new places. I mean, we explored
today?
the palace, but yeah, no, that's like,
Yeah. Was an opportunity for it.
Yeah.
yeah.
You guys
I mean, you
mean
could have
move.
gone and met the spider.
True.
I could have. I went and met the blacksmith whose forge is a bunch of baby bees instead. And I feel okay with that. I feel
True.
I won
Pretty
on
good.
that trade out. Let's see. Does the arachnophobic want the spider or the cute bee pit?
I mean, it was a cute spider.
Easy choice.
Still a
Nope.
spider.
Mm-mm. Still not with you
Okay.
guys on that.
So I get a fate point for the belief, a persona for the goal, and nothing for the instinct. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Okay. Who's next?
Belief. Best way to learn is by doing. I went to go talk to a spider.
It's true. You just walked right in there.
I did. I was like, well, I'm gonna go meet a spider.
Take it.
Okay. Goal. I will convince my friends that they can do great things without lying. I tried,
I
but
think-
we are currently trying to lie some more.
I mean,
So,
are we
I-
lying or are we just not saying that we're going?
I think you get the fate for that.
yeah, I get the fate point.
You
for
definitely
what-
tried.
Yeah.
Tried
You tried.
so hard.
Definitely. Didn't
I did
succeed,
not.
but tried for sure.
I mean, Clara's turned.
Your instinct.
Instinct.
Yeah.
Sorry, my instinct. He was just like, Clara's turned, and I was like, what?
Yeah, no, Clara's on board. Clara has
It's true.
had a shift of
So,
opinion.
so can I win? Can I get
No.
it? No? Okay. I only convinced one friend, and I'm
Yeah.
never going to convince Late.
No.
Ever.
Yep. Good luck, Godspeed.
Late just
Um,
is a liar. It's in her bones.
Oh no.
For mousy bones.
Never leave a friend behind. Bugs are also friends.
I mean, but you're trying to convince us not to go. So I feel like
Yeah.
you're working
I'm
towards
really
it. You're
not.
trying.
I'm not really convincing them not to go.
Okay,
Like, I
Yeah.
hold on. Master Bullshitter Dylan in the house is going to... I think that the spirit of that statement is that you don't put people into harm. You don't leave people to harm. And that is precisely what you're doing with your decision here with the bees. Every decision that you have made since any threat was made about the bees has been, don't let the bees get hurt. So I think the spirit of the instinct has been followed.
I agree with that.
Also, I want to, for myself, when I was like, make the cloaks for my friends as mouse guardy as possible, because even though I don't agree with it, I would want them to have the mouse guardy cloak. Like, I'm gonna let them do it.
Alright, take it, I guess. I'm not happy about it, but you know.
Majority of the table is.
Yeah. I accept.
I mean, it's like I cannot take it. Like,
Nope.
Take
you
it,
got
Lauren, take
You
it,
have
damn it.
I already
Take
said
it.
yes.
all right,
Okay, moving on. My belief: tyranny has no place in this world, and those weakest should be protected.
Yeah.
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 I mean, you're
Leave
about
it
to
to-
leave, but you definitely
not
tried.
you're not letting tyranny exist in this world. That's for damn
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
You
And I mean, I
immediately
don't
were like,
think-
"Excuse you, Mr. Rat."
I also don't think the bees count as those weakest. They have
A literal army.
a literal army. Yeah. And she also like taught them. She was like, "Here's how you defend against this."
Mm-hmm. Well, but that is to defend the weaker bees inside.
Mm.
Think of the baby bees in the forge.
Think
Think of them.
of those forge babies.
Think of the bumble of bees.
Yes.
Okay, I took the point. Okay. Goal: come up with a strategy to confront the Rat King, preferably one that puts us in as little danger as possible.
We did not.
We're
we
about
ended
to.
before we could do that.
Yeah, what's the
Yeah.
table consensus on that?
I mean,
I think you tried. I think
we
you
came
worked
up with
for it.
to be fair,
Fate.
we came up with a strategy.
I think that's a fate point.
I think that's a fate point.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't trend real hard.
Oh, okay, so working towards it gives me the fate point. Okay.
Correct.
Okay, and then last but not least, instinct. Stand up for those that can't stand up for themselves. I'm gonna say yes because I was doing some major sassing to rat face bastard.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Because the way that I think about it is the bees and everyone in that garden are being subjugated by the rat. So even though they
Mhm.
can protect themselves, the rats still have the upper hand, which puts, anyways, you get my point.
If
Super fast,
hacking
quick.
catapults do it.
Workhorse. MVP. Embodiment.
I'm embodiment to Dylan.
Yeah. You
Okay.
had a big old speech.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Which one
Embodiment
was-
can go to at least two of us.
Yeah.
Embodiment to Lauren.
What?
Uh,
Okay. I mean, I'll take it.
I want to petition. I wanna argue for late. Because you played super this is MVP, right? Or is this embodiment? This is embodiment.
Embodiment.
Yeah.
Which
you
is playing to traits and conditions.
Yeah. Okay. Traits and conditions. Yeah. I would agree. Lauren.
Okay.
And that's a
MVP.
persona vote.
MVP.
You had the right skill at the right time.
Late.
I was
Like,
gonna nominate myself on that one
Yeah.
just straight up.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Archivist.
You
Archivist.
saved our ass.
You saved us with Archivist. You have
Yep.
Militarist got.
Yeah. Who the fuck is?
Oh.
What the fuck? Teen Mouse is militarist. Oh, late.
Right. Yeah.
What do I get for that?
You get a persona point.
Oh, okay.
Persona.
Okay.
And then Workhorse. Who did everything in the background? Who rolled the most checks?
Yeah, that's
Oh.
I think we all did one.
we all we all had one in the player phase, and
Yeah, it's hard for me to pinpoint to one person. I'm- In my mind, I'm thinking of Tulip though, because of the stuff with the spider. Intel was gotten from there.
yeah.
But- I don't know. I feel like it's like I feel like it's a tie, to be honest,
yeah.
between people.
Yeah,
Sometimes we don't have to do it.
Do we want to just
No.
roll?
Well,
No.
we all
Sometimes
got
they're
it.
just-
Yeah, sometimes there's
Yeah.
not one.
Oh,
The-
okay.
The rules say sometimes one player carries the group through a lot of tough stuff. His character has all the right skills, makes all the
Sometimes.
rules to keep things moving. Workhorse is for them. Award them a persona point. So
I give it to Paige.
okay. Okay,
Yeah.
but Ethan, if you don't use that persona point next
I will.
session to help the bees, I will be very upset.
It won't be next session. I told you I'm gonna do some war game stuff
Oh god, I'm
Okay.
by
sorry.
myself.
Cool.
but
Oh
you
my
gotta use the
God, I hate
persona
this
point.
already.
Gotta use it.
specifically
I
for
will.
the bee.
I will use that persona point, and Paige is gonna become a war hero.
Hell yes.
Oh, sweet Paige.
Oh baby. Oh baby
Alright.
bee girl.
Paige of the Bee Guard.
Okay, I'm going to just maintain a minimum level of stress for a week from today to the next session, but
No, we got work to do.
that is neither here nor there. Let's do some shout-outs. So, to start us off, Lauren, why don't you tell the lovely people in chat who you are, where they can find you, what you're up to this week.
Hey, it's me. I'm Lauren. You can find me places. I am at JL_NiceGirl on Twitter. I am this week not doing much. Oh, but next week on Monday, I will be on twitch.tv/Dear Television, playing D&D 5e. On Tuesday, I will be on twitch.tv/Wandering DM, playing Star Wars. And then Wednesday, I'll be back here, but I will also be on twitch.tv/ProRestarter playing Masks. And also, do we have a new episode of Too Many RPGs on Tuesday? I think
We
so.
will, yes, because we didn't have one
We
yesterday.
didn't have one yesterday. Yeah. So there'll be a new episode of Too Many RPGs. The podcast that Ethan and I do about actual play shows and why people love them. And it's very good.
Awesome. Nox.
Hey, you can find me here next week for our last game, which is crazy to think about. This Saturday and every other Saturday thereafter, I'm running Blue Rose RPG with some real life friends. It's been really fun using the Fantasy Age system. So if you're curious what that system's like, come hang out with us. We're all learning it together, so it's good learning, watching experience. Does mean our game goes a little slow because we're trying to learn it, but that's the reality of things. And then after that, I'll be in a game of Dungeon World with Mr. Ethan here on Mort's Magical Wares. What?
I just remembered that that's happening.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did our game get canceled? I just haven't been
No.
keeping up with updates.
I just remembered.
I'm looking at my Google Calendar right now because there's just no way on God's green earth I can keep track of stuff in my head anymore. But so we're playing in that. That's been a lot of fun. Half the fun is just giving Mort a lot of shit when he's trying to do his intros. So if you want to see a grown man get flustered by a bunch of hecklers on the internet, come check that out. 6 p.m. Mountain Time. And Blue Rose runs 1 p.m. Mountain Time on my channel, Fable Tales.
Fantastic. Last but certainly not least, Ethan, our game master.
Hi, hello. Along with the things that were said by other people, tomorrow I'm playing Honey Heist in part of the Kiana birthday stream over on Straticus's channel. If you want to see me continue to be a silly animal, I'll be a bear.
From bees to bears.
Nothing on Friday, Saturday. My 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons module, The North Seat, which is about as far removed from this as possible, is on sale currently. You can buy book 2 for $5. Book 1 is free, so it's not on sale.
Dude.
It's also 50% off, but it's 50% off 0.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, bud.
So check that out. If you need a module to play, it's very fun. It's in a
very
homebrew
good.
setting.
It's very good. There are lots of new races and
You
mechanics.
can be a bug person or a large
A
person who
rat
shouts at the sky.
You can
Awesome.
get some weird rocks that make you do stuff. He wrote one of my favorite spells ever. It's called Puff.
Sounds like Ethan.
Use spells and monsters. And
So you cast that twice and pass the turn. All right, that is our show. Thank you all for watching. We will be having our final episode next week on Wednesday, the 8th. But we've had a slight schedule change this weekend. Saturday, the 4th, will be the 3rd episode of From Dust. We will be opening up immediately following the dramatic, let's say, events of the previous episode. And at the end of that episode, I will be making a big channel announcement. I'm going to be announcing a thing that I am super excited about that I've been sitting on for months.
Yay.
So,
Is it the other redacted thing?
It might be. I showed it
Okay.
to someone and made them cry. So hopefully,
Perfect.
hopefully you will like it. But yes, if you are curious about what sort of stuff is going on with the channel coming into the next few months, you should absolutely tune into that stream, at least at the end, to catch the announcement. Or you can follow me on Twitter, where I will share it after I make the announcement on stream. So that's that. I'm going to look and find us a channel to host, but before I send you all away, I would love to say thank you all so much for watching. Thank you to the three of you for coming on again. Extra big thank you to Lauren for getting in a BFF's argument with me in a role-playing game. I really appreciate that we can have scenes like that when we're playing role-playing games together. And
Good time.
yeah. Thanks again, but most importantly, have a wonderful rest of your night. Good night.